Because I'm worth it.
Yeah. Hello, and we are stealing? Going unsupervised? Randomly?
I was going to say, stealing? Have we taken over a channel? We've invaded. We have conquered
we have
Wicked.
invaded. You know,
Yes.
We are technically under the rule of the king, sorry. God. Still
It's
getting
all right.
used to
I've been
that.
talking about queens for ages. Like, when your entire life you've been under a queen, I'm never going to get used to being a king at all.
Well, I'm never under women, so
Well, you know.
not usually.
I suppose Wicked is, at this point, late and so
Is she
drunk
gay?
she's turned gay. That's probably what's going to happen there.
Chat is Wicked late and gay, because I think at this point we can probably say.
Considering the last thing she sent in the group chat was just booze. I was like,
Yeah,
well,
she literally sent a drink, and she's like, "I'm gonna be a little giggly tonight."
yeah, it looked to be about the size of her, judging by the
yeah.
size of the glass.
Yeah, you know, in like
like
Miami, they have these drinks that it's like a bowl, and then they have like a Corona tipped in, but it's not like fully dispensed out yet, and they're like $30. I think she had one of those. But yeah, she's on her way, guys. Technically,
she would have been on time, but all the staggering left and right means she's got to walk 3 times the distance.
especially with her short little legs.
Like one of those cartoons where you just see them blur underneath.
God, if only we were actually drinking for this. I mean, are you drinking?
Yes.
Should I kick Wicked out? She's just in the back now. I think we should kick her out. Hi.
Sorry, I got stuck in traffic. I was like, no. I'm here though. 3 minutes late.
It's not bad. We were just like, should we go live? And we're like, yeah, we should be on time.
This is why X-Ray Girl has the keys. So she can start it if things mess up. No, I was at a volleyball game for high schoolers.
Why did you have a drink like that for volleyball?
Well, it was afterwards.
I was at a high school game, and they're like, we need booze for this.
Well, the parents got to celebrate, you know, the win. They won. So yeah, I had a big margarita. I'm not like
parents
super
had to
drunk,
drink just
but-
to suffer through it. They were like, oh god, it's a high school game.
That's
It's gonna
what
be
I was
boring as
thinking.
hell. I'm definitely getting pissed for this.
These sports are not that exciting.
Thanks for starting, guys.
Oh, no freaking worries. But how was your, I guess, evening then, Wicked? And then I'll
It was good. You guys
Like
know
it
I'm
used
always
to.
like very punctual, so I was like the traffic. I'm just like go. I'm sober now. Like I'm hyper now because I made tea as soon as I got home as well. Like I'm like I need tea. I need to like wake up for Saucy. But
You're like
I'm here.
the clients that come in late for their like appointment back when I was an esthetician, and then they're like, sorry, I'm late. And it's like a piping hot coffee in their hand. You're like,
I know Starbucks.
no, you had to go get Starbucks first before your appointment that you're totally not going to drink during.
No, I wasn't drinking and driving. I took an Uber. I'm very ask X-Ray. I'm extremely responsible. I have one drink and I'm like, I can't drive. We're Ubering. She knows.
Mhm.
She's been
Yep.
there.
I have.
But I have my lights on. I changed my background. You guys notice? I made it more.
I like the lighting. It's really I mean, I don't mean to say it's gay looking, but the purple makes it gay looking, but in a positive way. Like I'm in like a gay club.
But it really does.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's like very visually pleasing.
It's like, but purple is also like royalty. So you know, you can go that route.
That was the
'cause I'm a
that was
girl.
the same thing. It was like, can you tell I've had my hair cut? I was like, no.
Okay, wait.
I was like, I didn't. Am I supposed to have noticed it changed?
Royalty also means yes, queen.
Saucy. You know what? Put up shout out to Wiley Dave. I should for Saucy put up the sorry we're saucy. Like he sent me this tin sign that says that, like, instead of sorry we're closed, it says sorry we're saucy. And I'm like, I'm so mad that I didn't have it when we were in Orlando for us to take a picture.
Oh, that would be so fun. I also like the idea. I like I want to be sauced and tossed like my wings.
Wow.
That fits for my. I love wings. X-Ray does too. I showed her the
I'm glad
way.
you chose the wings bit and not I love to be sauced and tossed.
Well,
and then ... like
Yeah.
my wing on the back or something.
Like my it just cuts off.
Oh my gosh.
So how was your day? I seen on Instagram that you've had a very you learned a lot. I saw your stories that you were
Yes.
talking about.
I got new glasses because I'm a nerd,
They're
which
cute.
they're growing on me a lot because so when I went shopping, because all of you guys in the chat want to hear about my shopping adventures.
Obviously.
I'm glad you realised that the moment you started the story, I was like, oh god.
I know, just for I can see his face.
Literally no one in the
It's like-
entire stream cares. I went and got
please,
glasses. No one
All we gotta
cares.
do is start talking about cake and he's gone.
And I picked out all these different frames and like plastics and metal, and I never would pick this style. And then as soon as I had narrowed it down to 2, I was like, oh, what about these? I tried it out. I'm like, I actually kind of like it a lot. So
You know, there was a man
They look
that
cute. I like them.
started to think he was a woman, and he actually went through a lot of the effort to go
He
through and
started.
everything.
Thought he
And
was a
then
woman.
I think he lasted a year. It was a year or 2 years or something like that. And in the end, he's like, I want to go back.
why?
They have the most inane conversations ever. I can't cope. And it was literally, it fixed him. It was like, I cannot handle the inane conversation.
just needed
I
to-
bought glasses today. It's, oh, Jesus.
I think it depends on the type of women too. Because there are some that I'm like, when I worked at the spa, I remember someone crying because they got the eggshell chair covers instead of the cream white chair covers.
Oh, yeah, instead of the off cream. You kind of like,
Crying?
you have to hold up 2 different colours next to each other to notice.
What? I mean, I'm not that, I don't have that eye, so I would never, but people just love talking about these sort of things all the time.
The people who obsess over various different shades of beige.
Yes.
This brew obsesses over what type of. Hold on a second.
What?
Ian's pro. Is that
As far as I know, still fully committed.
Wait,
Loves
who's
the
Dylan?
inane conversation.
No, he doesn't.
Absolutely
I don't know.
adores nothing more than a completely pointless, boring, dull, nothing. Like, just
Is that the Les Baru Muppet?
It is. It's the it's
Sorry,
the
that
conversation
totally
where
ruined
what
my
you
train of
say
thought.
is less important than just the fact that you're talking.
Mm.
What matters is that people are listening to me and I've got attention.
So,
Yeah.
people are like that.
What are you drinking? I heard the.
Coke Zero.
Ooh.
As you all know, I'm kind of on a diet, but I've just cut out coffee, alcohol.
Coffee?
God
bless you.
Yes, I cut out
Good
coffee.
luck.
Except I had coffee today because I went to work, and I kind of need
Cut
my
out
brain trip.
alcohol 2 weeks before Vegas.
No, I cut out alcohol when I went to Texas.
Oh yeah, she hasn't
Oh.
drank in a bit.
Yeah. I had a sip of
Is that going to
beer.
continue through Vegas?
No.
Oh,
no.
I was going to
Oh,
say, it just seemed like a really
no.
long time.
He's
What
like,
is
"I'm
To be
wrong?
like, oh,
No, I'm gonna definitely be sauced. Probably not tossed, but
like my wings.
just it's gonna be saucy wings, no tossing.
I
maybe
want wings.
dipping, just a little dip.
The next time I'm in Buffalo,
I
I
don't
hope
even know what the references are even to anymore.
I mean,
it's got too weird.
too many. The next time I'm in Buffalo, I really hope that X-Ray's home so that she can come visit me. We can have wings again.
Yeah, just let me know. I
will.
want wings. I don't want to hang out, obviously. So
See, she knows the way. She has had buffalo wings,
I
and
like
she
that cover
can
there.
confirm that
X-Ray was like, yeah, I need to come to visit you. I really need wings.
I need
And
wings
to see you,
now.
obviously.
Like, that's
That
a
was the
priority.
activist. Oh,
Like,
no, quick.
obviously, I want to see you, but the wings come first.
The wings were the priority.
Sorry, Wicked.
No, it's okay because I am very deprived right now. I miss my buffalo wings so much. I can't get them in Florida. I can't.
It's definitely a 2-for-1, you know?
Mhm.
Getting benefits. All the benefits.
We're friends with benefits. The benefits are wings.
Which are sauced and tossed. We don't get sauced and
Yes.
tossed. Maybe
With
just
the
sauce.
occasional dip. You never know.
No.
Dipping would only be like you get submerged in alcohol and you're just so drenched in alcohol you absorb it. It's the only thing I can think of just
I'm like a
what
sponge.
dipping could be. Yeah, you're using like a swimming pool of vodka.
Mhm.
That can't be healthy.
I would not want vodka up my hoo-ha.
Well,
Ow, that sounds like it'd be painful, like rubbing
Yeah.
alcohol or something. Like
It'd be
I wouldn't
very-
want to know that.
I mean, you'd be very clean afterwards, though. I've got sterilized all over.
That would be the first for me. No, kidding. I do have a potty mouth.
Just a little one though. You're not too bad.
I know. Tiggs is like, X-Ray never curses, but constant sexual innuendo. Absolutely true.
It's like a Disney movie. Like, nobody swears, but there's lots of really weird jokes.
And if you don't know, then you don't know. It's probably for the best. But I swear, kids like me.
They do.
Oh God, not a vodka enema. There are people who actually do that to get more drunk because when you drink it, it passes through the liver first, so it processes it a bit, so you don't get the full effect of that alcohol in your bloodstream. But
I've
if
heard
you
of that.
do it through your butt, it absorbs it much more efficiently, or not absorbs it. It doesn't pass the liver, so it doesn't get processed, and it just goes straight to the blood.
Wasn't that like a college kid thing? Like they were doing that to like
Yeah,
cheaply
because
get drunk
kids don't
fast.
like the taste of alcohol. That's what it's really for. It's because they can't stand the taste of...
No,
Which,
it's
to be
so
fair,
that
it's
alcohol
vodka. Nobody likes
addictive.
vodka. Straight. Tastes like paint stripper.
I mean, not wrong.
I like how Gail's like, so it avoids liver cancer. No,
No. No, it still goes back to the liver just
at some
afterwards.
point.
Yeah.
It just skips it the first time your blood goes around your body. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do that.
Like Peep Show where he says, I'm fed up of having virgin olive oil. It's like a second virgin olive oil? No, I want to have the olives first. Why should somebody else get to play with the olives?
Yeah. Well, you can get the extra virgin, I'm sure.
Yeah, the ultra pure.
The most pure ever. And you can sully it however you want.
Never touched by human hands.
I love olive oil. I'm
Oh, me
Italian.
too. Have you ever
Yeah.
like took a spoon of it and just ate it?
Well, that is Italian. I have seen Italians do shots of olive oil, just pure.
Like really
Weird.
good olive
Weird.
oil, you can do that.
You can. So you know when you go to like an Italian restaurant and you get the bread and it has the dip.
Oh.
I can just like obviously I like to add like parsley and garlic and all that nice seasonings, but at home I could literally just take olive oil and I'm like with my
Yeah.
bread. Like I don't need the extra stuff. Just give me the olive oil.
What was it with you that you're like you could do the olive oil and the vinegar and you didn't know you can mix it and you're like, oh, this tastes so good. I don't remember if it was you or not.
It might have been. I think that one place we went to in Toronto, it had like the 3 different
Oh
that's
yeah,
my
and
place,
then
like,
we were pouring. I'm like, mix it.
yeah,
And
I
you're
was like,
"Yeah,
yes, this is the way.
this is the
Very
way
good. Yeah.
to be Italian.
Delicious.
Because I am totally Italian, clearly.
You showed me the way to be Italian. Finally, I know how to do it.
Now I want
But
food.
how was your day this brew? We know that X-Ray had a adventure at work. I had a margarita and volleyball. What'd you do?
I've been playing Escape from Tarkov. They've got a new event.
Oh yeah?
I've been trying to
Ooh.
enter a labyrinth and then die repeatedly.
I've heard about that game. I'm interested, but I think I would suck at it.
It would, yeah. You have an issue where I'm not sure how interesting it would be to stream. There would be moments that would be interesting, If you did PvE, it's that still be streaming, because I think the main problem is the PvP you can just die in one shot, but now there's PvE servers and you're just against bots, have like a proper game without immediately dying to a guy that you don't know's there, kind of thing. It is complicated, but I like it. It's a bit
My
more
brain
tense on
doesn't
the
do
shooters.
complicated.
Well,
Clearly.
well,
You know, I had a conversation about playing AC Shadows, and obviously this is one of my first AC games. I was complaining in my last 2 streams about locking on targets, and
oh, I hate that.
this is a failure of the game. Unless I missed it, it didn't in the tutorial show me how to lock on targets.
Okay, onto targets. This is why I want to use a mouse so I can actually control my character.
Well, and this is
Locking
the
on
type
for
of
console
game.
peasants that have to use a
me too.
controller and can't aim.
I prefer mouse and keyboard, but like these types need controllers, whatever. So I've been
I
spending
would
the
still
last
use a mouse on that game.
6 hours. Well, I tried to do that with Elden
Like,
Ring,
Elden
and it
Ring
made
is
a
so much better with mouse and keyboard.
really?
And it was like, oh, you've got to use
I never
controller.
played
It's like,
it.
no, I don't lock on in Elden Ring because I can just control my character properly.
What? I'm impressed that you can use mouse and
This
keyboard
brew
on
is a
that.
It's so
proper
much
gamer.
easier.
Damn.
I tried both. I despise the controller.
Wow.
I might be allergic to controller. Like,
So,
every time I use it, I feel like
actually-
it's taken a year off my life.
I think Disparu was in my chat with us, and he agreed that like most games, I'm the same. I agree, mouse and keyboard.
Mouse and keyboard.
But for like when I was playing Red Dead, like Rockstar games, I do
No,
better with controller.
That as shooting, that was the same with GTA. I still
Yeah,
preferred it for
Rockstar.
the shooting. Driving and beat 'em ups,
with
I can
controller.
get behind controllers.
Hell yeah.
Yes, like
Cyberpunk,
LA
I was-
Noir.
Switching between the two. Because it's
And
weird
there
to
is-
drive with mouse and keyboard.
I was gonna say top-down
is.
ones, but then you can use the mouse to control where you point just by moving the mouse around. So even then, I wouldn't do it. Like, what was it? It's one thing I liked about. It's not Diablo. It's the other one that just came out with a 2. Not Ashes of Creation. I can't remember what it is. It came out with the second one. It's very similar to Diablo. They allowed WASD movement, so much better than having to click all the time all over the place.
Oh,
can
Poe
agree.
too. Path of Exiles.
Yeah, well, side scrollers were only designed for controllers, basically, because they were just exclusively console games. When you
Yeah,
go
it's
back
too
in
hard. I
time,
could- and
before
mouse
the
keyboard.
kind of multi-platform era, you tended to either get console games or PC games.
Mhm. Yeah, I wish I was good at
Understood.
shooting with a controller. I can't get the mechanics down.
I'm so much better with mouse and keyboard for shooting. It's yeah, especially first person. I can't do first person with a controller.
Yeah.
I just
I'm
can't.
better, but I'm still not good. I'll admit that. It's fine. I played Fortnite with Disprove. I know.
But I just, if I shoot someone in a game, I want to know I'm the one that shot them, not my computer. And it's just, I don't feel like I'm playing when I play with a controller, because everything just locks on for you. And so you
Mhm.
learn to take advantage of the auto aim rather than learning to aim.
Mhm.
So I'm also the kind of guy, though, also only want to fight mouse and keyboard players. Specifically because then I know I've beaten you rather than I've beaten your computer. So
He needs to be
I
the best.
very much want input matchmaking. I only want
wanna
to fight other
be-
mouse players.
the very best. Like no one ever.
No, I think it's just men competing. It's like, well, it's no fun if you beat a machine. But the entire point is you want that guy to walk away knowing he's inferior to you. That's the point.
Demoralization.
Yes, it is. Like, no, you are lower than me.
It sounds like a Dan
That's the
thing.
point.
No, it is definitely a Dan thing that he said.
I think that's just, this is why men like games, because it's essentially men sort themselves into hierarchy, and this is just competition that in other ways you'd have, either doing sports or fighting and boxing and that kind of stuff. It's just in a virtual environment so nobody dies. But there's no difference between gaming and being in the Colosseum. Like, it's still you against somebody else testing who's better.
All I heard was Disprove thinks gaming is equal to gladiator fights. I love it.
Yes, well, it is. Why do you think that the game's about shooting people in the face? Because otherwise we'd be doing it in real life. Well, this is teaching you the same lessons, but without getting shot in the face.
The
That's an
safety.
advantage.
I was watching Mythic Quest on Apple TV, a very good show if you like comedies. And it kind of, there was an episode where they did do the same thing where this NPC got taken over by a hacker, and then the head of the gaming company was like, I'm going to fight you for bragging rights. And whoever's the alpha male.
No, I used to play a game called Urban Terror, and that was a mod of Quake 3. And it's probably my favorite first-person shooter, and it was just a mod. But it's still the best. But it always had people that wall hacked and aimbotted and everything else. And there was a group of us. And whenever there was a hacker, we'd all go for them. But I was like the final boss. If it was like, if he beat me, we're all screwed. And it was that kind of thing in that game. Oh, those were the days, though. It almost had an etiquette. In that even though they were wall hacking, they still pretended they weren't. Because that was back in the days of player-owned servers. So now all servers are run by the admins, and if their hack detection doesn't work, you're screwed. Whereas in this, players would have their own servers and they would have their own moderators. And so if they were cheating, they had to pretend like they weren't, because otherwise you'd get banned from the server. So they would cheat but pretend they weren't cheating, and people would have to like test them and stuff. So you still stood a chance. It wasn't just like they'd go ridiculous and dominate everybody.
It's kind of like the Conan servers that people can make for themselves.
Yeah, back in the day, all servers were like player-owned servers. I think Battlefield was the last shooter to kind of do that, and then everyone just went.
I wonder what the new Dune game, if it's going to be player servers or if it's going to be kind of like worlds. You know, you could choose like RuneScape, where you pick which world you want to be in. Because it sounds like there's going to be a lot of players in there, so I think they're going to host their own servers. From my understanding,
if it's an MMO, it'll be centrally run servers. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just excited because someone was like, "It's Conan Exiles." Like,
you played that for a while, right? Didn't you used to play that like
with a
few other people
for months? It was such a fun game.
I never got into that one. I mean, maybe if I tried it, I never played it.
I never got into that because I never played it.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I just wasn't into
That's me with like 90% of every game that's ever been released in all of it.
The mods for the game made you have sluttier outfits and whatnot.
They didn't make you. You chose to put them on.
Okay, they had it on the servers, like, no. And I totally did that. Okay,
it's the sparkly bra or nothing.
Put the really slutty undies on.
Yeah, you just loaded in. You're like, I don't know how my character ended up like a slag.
It just looks like she's just wearing undies. That's it. I'd be naked if I could, but it's YouTube.
Of course, Dan would know this.
I'd be slaggier.
Yes, you could choose the sides. Well, you can choose the side, like the body scrollers that they had was like your chest size, how high it was, how low it was, how saggy it was, if they pointed out or in, and just there's so many different ways to, modify your character's body.
I feel like if you're choosing sort of bulge size, you'd have to just go for like balance problem. That would be it. You want like a center of gravity 6 foot in front of you kind of thing.
Well, if you got hard, you'd pass out.
You can't fall on your face.
Speaking of Dan, I found this post and I was going to send it to you on X, but you know what? Let's just share it with everybody right now. I thought it was silly, but it feels like a very Dan post. So here you go. I follow stupid pages like out of context raccoons, out of context dogs, and I saw this and I was like, Dan. And I had it pulled up for like a week. It's just been sitting here on a tab.
Doesn't he like feet?
That's what I mean. He's into feet. It's like, you could be worse. You could be into feet. I don't know. I just thought it was
damn.
Funny.
Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. Hold on. We have that. We have a clip for that, I think. Yes. Where is it?
Damn.
We also have angry Dan. Damn.
That's him
too.
That's him when he looks at feet and he's like, "Get in my mouth."
Dan, don't be mad at me.
It feels like if you're into feet, you'd have a lot of as kind of problems, though. Where he just
mean?
saw chest and he was
That
like,
sounds like an as problem.
And then he's like, oh no, they're attached to a man. Feet, everybody's got feet. So if you can only see them from sort of ankle down, you're going to have a lot of mistakes.
Oh, There's a lot of I've not really seen many men who look like they have feminine feet though.
It's true. Men
I
usually
bet
have
there's
like
a lot more men that have feminine feet than have boobs.
But I will say men typically have softer feet because they usually wear shoes instead of sandals.
I'm sorry, Dan. I will stop spreading lies.
Oh, you're not into feet. The feet are in you.
Why did you say that? I just said-
I'm sorry.
I'm not even sure feet people are into that necessarily. That seems like a different fetish.
You don't know what the feet people want. I barely know what the feet
I don't
people
think they
want.
know what they want.
Is that what kick stands for?
Maybe.
Well.
They gotta get
I'm
up
not-
there somewhere.
I am not making fun of
What?
that fetish. What?
What did you even say? He just like
I said they've
mumbled.
got to get up there somehow.
Oh,
He's
God.
like, "Mum," that's all I heard. Wow, Dan just created a new phrase: feeding.
Mhm.
Oh gosh. Anyways.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What did you guys think of the?
You have
The
to be
chair-
careful because if you ask for a foot job and they're just like, woof,
Oh.
Oh,
that's
God.
why
Why'd
they
you have to take it there?
misunderstand
The
you.
place I used to work at, the manicures were called a hand job and the pedicures were called a foot job.
Yep. He said, "Yep."
I can
Not
imagine
surprised. No.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of feet, what did you guys think of the
You had a
chair
lot of confused
stream?
customers going in there, didn't you?
Of-
You don't have to do anything with the chair stream.
I don't know. It just felt like it
Your
worked.
segue is cute.
Speaking
No,
of
I
Hollywood,
was on. So it was actually. I didn't even mean to be funny here. I was on Valiant's stream the other day, and he was like, "There's a few of us on the panel." He's like, so what did you guys think of the announcement, Wicked? And I was like, "You mean the chairs?" And everyone started laughing. I was like, "What do you want me to say?" It was just chairs
It
with
was
everyone's
so
name.
lame.
Poor Steph, my nerdy home. She said she like for G&G, she had to watch like the whole thing. I'm like, you watched it from start to finish, and it was just the chairs. Like, you poor thing. I
The
couldn't
worst part
imagine.
is they released like a 2-minute video of the chairs, stream sped up.
straight away, like it must have already been done. Like,
So-
speaking of our announcement. And then
That's-
there was somebody else tweeted, it looks like we need a second row, which will be for all the the reported cast that aren't there that didn't have the deal signed. But they're going to do it again. Because if they're reporting 275 million views, they're just going to try and repeat it, and they won't change. You know what they're like.
Oh my God, they'll have whatever. How many chairs were there in total? 28?
27.
27?
I don't know because I didn't
Again?
watch it.
I
And they
know
ended it
because
with
people were
Robert Downey
complaining-
Jr. Like they did something there. We already know he's coming back. So like, thanks. I mean, it
Yeah,
would have
he
been
was
a bit
last, he
more
should have been
interesting.
first.
Yeah. Exactly. Like we already knew they should have put somebody that we didn't know was going to be on there. Like we already know he's there. Thanks. You didn't really do much there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
the reason why I know there's 27 is because of all the articles complaining that out of 27 people, only 5 of them were women. That was
Yeah.
a major.
Well, no.
news talking point.
6 if we count Pedro.
True.
That was good. I like that.
I
What do
mean,
you
They
guys?
really should have cast Elliot Page.
What do you-
Kitty Pride.
It would have been nice to see where the article stood.
What do you guys think about them not having Brie, no Captain Marvel? Do you think she's gonna like show up or she's just done?
Oh, she's done, I think.
Well, the issue that you have is, well, it's the same as a lot of the other movies. When anything happens, you're like, well, what are they doing? Because even in one of the movies, Brie had to come on and go, oh no, I was on this other planet trying to save it at the same time. Like, well, Earth was about to die, and you were just, I can't be bothered.
I'm gonna go get a manicure. Bye.
Yeah, gonna get a hand job.
I mean, I didn't.
Oh, I'm sure Ryan Kinnell could give her a proper foot job.
I actually didn't watch. I haven't seen any of the Captain Marvel movies. I didn't see the Marvels or the Captain Marvel movie, so I don't know what happened.
But they
in
were
those
ridiculous.
movies.
She was too overpowered.
Yeah.
People would invade with capital ships, and she'd just fly through. She would literally destroy them with her face. she would just smash her head into them. I'd say, well, what's the point then? You're not at any danger if you could smash your face into the enemy capital ship.
It sounds like just, entertaining, pure cinema right there. I almost said cinema or cinnamon. I can't talk.
Yeah, pure cinnamon.
Pure cinnamon right there. So was there any announcement that you were mildly excited about here of any of these people?
I like that they brought back the
X-Men?
the original X-Men.
Yeah.
Not the younger guys that I couldn't stand. I didn't like the movies. I don't like any of them. I want the old original people.
Can I zoom in?
I do like what's his face
If you
for
right click
Professor
it
X.
and go to open a new tab, you can zoom in on that.
Just maybe
a second.
unshare first. Yeah. What's the guy that played Professor X again? I love him.
Patrick Stewart.
Jean-Luc Picard. This is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping
no,
Jean-Luc
not
Picard
Patrick
and
Stewart.
Gandalf team up together.
Oh, the
along
younger
with the
one. Sorry.
Mandalorian. I just want all these actors to play characters from different IPs in the Avengers.
I want all of the Hulks. That would be so cool to see like 3 Hulks just meet up with each other.
The original Hulk to beat up Mark Ruffalo.
Yes. And then
just be like, I am the Hulk.
I mean, I would even be okay with the Red Hulk beating up him.
Somebody just please beat up Mark Ruffalo and we'll be happy.
He doesn't even need to be in Hulk form. Even if he just turns into mush immediately and they're like, right, now that's sorted, let's go on with the movie, I'd be okay.
I was a bit surprised with Rebecca Romaine. I'm glad they went with Rebecca Romaine, right? Because she's one of the originals and they didn't go with oh my gosh, what's her name? I'm trying to blank.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence, the first woman
She'd
to
be
do
too
anything.
expensive, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but you've got Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. They're going to be more expensive than her.
Well, I think they're a bigger draw than Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think Jennifer Lawrence is a big draw in anything. She's kind of only really done the Hunger Games that ever
did
was a big
well.
deal.
Well, what about that space movie she did? That was pretty good too.
With Chris Pratt?
Yeah, I like that one.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, yeah, where she wakes up with no memory.
Not with no memory, but he accidentally got woken up.
Yeah, they're on a it's a colonizer ship and she wakes up early kind of thing.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm so lonely.
Have you ever seen the re-edited version of that?
No.
There's a video on YouTube where a guy's like, I don't like this movie because it's weird. And so he takes the movie, reorders it to where the movie starts with her waking up. So you don't know anything about Chris Pratt. And it's an entirely different movie. It comes off really creepy because she wakes up and there's like no one around and you're like, I don't know what's going on here. And then over time, you now follow, rather than following his journey where you feel sorry for him and you already understand why he's done what he's done, now you're like her discovering what he's done to her and it puts you in her perspective rather than his. And it comes across really creepy and deranged and you're like, you're a psychopath.
Well, to be fair, it kind of was creepy and deranged for him to do that, but I understand why he did it.
He's alone for decades, and I think
he'll
you
die
understand
alone.
why he needed company.
Yeah.
Whereas when you don't have his backstory, and I think he puts his backstory in, but afterwards. But when you do it the other way, you start with almost like a dramatic kind of mystery thriller kind of thing. It's a bit weird.
Yeah. I'll have to figure out where that is because I would be curious to see that. One thing that disappointed me. Oh, they're not. Their chairs weren't there.
They're just rumored.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it would be kind of weird, right? Tom Holland is like
he had the biggest movie, one of the biggest movies.
Yeah, everyone loves Spider-Man. People, they like his Spider-Man. So like not having him in would be kind of weird. So maybe they're saving that as like a I
don't care
reveal.
If Tom Holland never appears in another Marvel movie
but
in his life.
you gotta admit that he's popular though. People, especially younger, like
just
Gen
not
Z,
with
he's
me.
popular. He's like, yeah, I just don't care.
I would have
could
preferred the
do
first
without
guy
it.
that was Spider-Man. He was
Toby is my Spider-Man.
I don't know why
forever.
it was ever switched. It's so weird.
Well, I mean,
Toby's movies were like decades old.
Yeah, I was in like just hitting double digits, I think, when Toby's movies came out. So it's been a bit, but he's my Spider-Man for sure.
Yeah.
But Haley Atwell, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Chris Evans. Why would Chris Evans come back? I mean, they already replaced him with
in the story,
Captain Falcon.
he went off to be with Haley, so I think you'd have to bring them both back.
Okay, like
Yeah.
maybe what do you think? Like a flashback, or like they have to come?
No,
to...
I think you do the.
Who the fudge
This
is
is
Wyatt
too
Russell?
big for us to not take part in.
I'm
Because
sorry.
He's in
basically,
the
Chris Evans ended
Thunderbolts.
by going, "Look, have you seen that woman? I'd rather just do unspeakable things to her in a forest than save the world." Whereas now it's like, well, if the entire universe is at risk, I'll have to come
But
back.
that happens so many times. I'm just saying. You know?
Like how many times are they gonna do
this would
that?
have to
I
be,
mean,
like,
it's Disney,
the end
so...
of all multiverses and the universe, and I don't know, maybe a portal just opens up in their bedroom where they've not moved from for the last 70 years.
Do you remember Loki and the timelines?
How is Loki gonna come back? Unless it's a different Loki.
I don't know
hope
which
they don't do
Loki.
that.
There's quite a few different Lokis, so who knows?
Well, this thing, if you're going to
He's
bring
in
them
this,
back,
right?
you have
He
to
was-
bring back the characters from the movies that
Right
everyone
there.
likes, not alternative versions of them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Because if you a different version is just an entirely different person that I don't care about because it's
I said
not anyone I've watched.
fudge. What do you mean? I said fudge. I did not say the F word. Come on.
That is an F word, technically.
Yeah, but it's like fudge. It's chocolate. Everybody calm down. I just I saw the picture and I couldn't control
Yeah.
myself. I was like, who the heck is that?
My favorite thing with watching the chair stream, like the 5-hour chair stream, was like the amount of times I had to Google who some of these people were.
Lewis
Yeah.
Pullman. Which character was he?
Which
I don't
one?
remember him.
Go
Who?
down.
Under Tom Hiddleston. Lewis
Yeah,
Pullman.
who is that? Who are
Uh,
these people?
I think he's an agent. I don't really remember, to be honest. Like I said,
I know it. I recognize his face, but I can't remember what character he's.
yeah, there were just so many, and
Who's
it's kind of
this?
sad.
Who's Danny Ramirez?
Sentry.
He's the. Oh, I don't remember.
Oh,
Is
he's
that a
Sentry in the
Thunderbolt?
Thunderbolts. So
See,
it's,
this is what
they've
happens when you
announced a
don't
guy
keep
we
up
haven't even
with.
seen.
Okay, this is what happens when Disney screwed up. Just keep the movies. Don't put the shows because then everyone watches the shows. I don't know who these people are. I used to be so savvy on the Marvel, at least the cinematic universe, and I don't know any of these people. Like,
I think
I
that's
mean,
going
I
to
know
be
some
the
of them,
biggest
but-
problem because people don't do all the homework, and I'm talking about the normies.
yeah.
Normies
Mhm.
don't watch the TV shows, so you're getting a very confused person that comes and sees the first movie part 1, and that's going to turn them off because they're going to be like, I don't recognize anyone. They'll recognize the X-Men, they'll recognize Chris Evans, Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth, all the Chris's, and they'll be like, who's the rest of these people? There's going to be no draw.
Yeah, it's like
when you're
Letitia
confused.
Wright and Namor. They were in what was it? One Wakanda film. I've not seen that. I've not seen any of the Wakanda films. It's like
Wakanda. I like how you say it. The Wakanda films.
yeah, I don't think Black Panther was a very good character. I saw him in one movie, and it's just a guy with claws. I went to see before I had to start seeing the movies. I went to see the movies based on did I think their powers were cool or not. So Paul Rudd never saw any of the Ant-Man movies because a guy getting really small isn't interesting. So I was just like,
Oh,
that's a
same.
crap
I feel
power,
the
I'm not
same,
seeing
just
that.
Brew.
I know. I was like, and that's what I went for everything. So you show me, oh, Black Panther, what is he? Well, he's a cat and he's got claws. Like, well,
He's
that's
a
crap.
cat.
I'm not
Well,
watching that
I
movie.
think
I will
kept
say
doing the
that-
Black Panther from that. What was the movie he first appeared in?
Oh,
think it
one
was
of the Avengers ones,
movies.
right? It was one of the
It was-
Avengers.
oh, the
Well, he
Chad-
just
Yeah,
kept
it
going
was
like that,
so
and
good.
people are like, "Oh, this is awful."
Yeah.
Oh,
I liked it. I will say that I actually did. I seen the Black Panther movie in theaters and I enjoyed it. It was a good, standalone film. But what they're what they're doing with Letitia Wright. Remember, she almost got canceled because she had like some based takes, right? I don't remember exactly what
about
it
the
was. but she-
COVID shots.
Mhm, yeah, questioning it, and how dare you, right? You can't question it. But so
Looks like she's had
what
multiple on her face.
what they're doing is
Just
silly.
pearls.
To respect Chadwick Boseman's legacy, they should have had like, I don't know, make it so that he had like a kid or something, or like his brother or somebody takes over the Black Panther mantle
Just recast
instead of
him
her,
and go,
or
"This is
just
Dave."
recast, exactly, or just recast. I don't know why they decided to go. It's like the MCU stuff that Gary says, right? Which is exactly what happened with Letitia Wright. Nobody wants to buy her action figures. Little girls don't want action figures; they want Barbie dolls. So, like, yeah, that's why her
No one knows
figures
who
just
she
sat
is.
there. That too, but like, really, a little girl goes into like a Disney store and they see the Letitia Wright action figure next to like a, animated Ariel Barbie doll. What are they gonna buy? They're gonna get Ariel. Like,
You know
it's,
what's
little
more
girls don't want
stupid?
action figures,
You
so
know
it
what's
was
more
very
stupid than
silly.
having more stupid than having a Captain America movie with Anthony Mackie in it as Captain America, having a Black Panther movie without any Black Panther in it. Like,
Does
you
he
haven't
have
even
a kid? See, I didn't keep up. People are like, doesn't he have a kid? I don't know. Did they give him a kid?
I don't remember
more,
because
I don't know.
it's like a blur. The movies I
didn't-
don't
But it's
care
Alan
about.
Cumming.
I only watched the one with him, the first one, so I didn't see the one with Letitia Wright, so I don't know.
I think I watched it. I can't remember for the life of me what happened in it, to be honest.
That says a lot.
I have a feeling it's gonna do well the first one, and then part 2 is gonna probably not recapture the audience.
My
Oh,
thing is
see?
with it, Robert Downey Jr. coming back made
Okay.
me interested in the movie. Announcing all of these people doesn't make me more interested because I was already interested with Robert Downey Jr. So he's like your biggest name. Just introducing lower names isn't going to get people more hyped. I'm not really sure what their plan was. And I think all the lesser names water down the bigger names. Like Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, the original X-Men, are far bigger names and far bigger attractions than Namor, who was in one movie that people might or may not have seen because the movie wasn't like that successful anyway. Channing Tatum was in Deadpool and Wolverine for maybe 3 minutes.
Yeah. Gambit.
Like
He
this
would
is-
have more
these are not
impact than
names.
Letitia, I think, or Namor, because he's a bigger name.
Well, more people saw that movie than they saw the Namor movie. So
Yep.
yeah, more people will recognize him. But there's the thing: I think you're watering down the more expensive, more well-known people that will draw people into the cinema with all the lesser ones.
What do you guys think? So, do you think there's going to be an? Hold on, where's Robert Downey Jr.? Oh, first, obviously. What do you? And of course, they have him in like the picture of this is Iron Man. What do you think they're going to do? Do you think it's going to be like where they just introduce him as a completely new person, or it's going to be like Tony Stark reanimated or something like
No,
some
he's gonna be
Lazarus
from
Pit?
a
I know
different
Lazarus Pit is DC, but like
world.
where they bring him back to life, you know, because it's just so
No, it's a
weird
different
because he was.
person.
It's a different person. Okay. It's just, I kind of thought that's what they were going to do, but it's just so silly because it's not like he was some little like background character. He was freaking Iron Man and they kill him off and like, let's just bring him back as another character. It's fine. Like he's Dr. Doom now. Like it just doesn't make sense because it's the same cinematic universe. It's the same face. So it's, I don't know. I just find it.
They're gonna give
odd.
him a backstory that changes his life. That's the reason he went to become a different type of person
Yeah.
instead
I
of
just
Iron Man.
was wondering if like they're going to do something where they like kind of tie in because, you know, he's Iron Man. I don't know. I don't think that was. I don't mind Robert Downey Jr., but he was, you know, he was a great Iron Man. So bringing him in, like ending that character, and then just bringing him in to someone else is like you couldn't find somebody else to be
Well,
Doctor Doom. Like
There was a quote that somebody said of like Sherlock Holmes is when you think about a Sherlock Holmes movie, people ask who would be a good Sherlock Holmes. But when it comes to Iron Man, now people will be asking who will be a good Robert Downey Jr. Like he took over that role so completely, he became bigger than the character he was playing. So it will be weird to see him in something else. But I think he's also so big that people would just forgive it. I think if you did it with somebody else, like Chris Hemsworth, people would kick up more of a stink that you're swapping his character than Robert Downey Jr. just because Jr.'s a better actor. Like, he plays things better. He's more likable whenever he goes on a role. I don't think many of the other actors in this list could pull off what he's done, even with the marketing. You just put them on stage and he's just, like, egoing it, or he's at the end of the chairs and he's just turning around like, well, I'm here. I don't think any of the other actors would have been able to be that egotistical and still get away with it.
Probably
Fair point.
not. At least come across likable. I think they think Pedro is like that though.
he's
He is for
I don't
certain
underst-
segments of the audience.
Yes.
I was watching several Twitch streams.
Oh my
And
god,
if you,
daddy,
you are-
daddy.
yes,
I don't
if
get it.
you-
He's not even good
if you
looking.
are a
in my opinion.
woman in California, then for some reason you see him as daddy.
Oh my gosh. I will say he was very good in Game of Thrones, though.
He had that like
the role very well.
Yeah, he had that. He exuded that like
He
I don't
died
know what
like
I'm
a
looking for.
boss.
Kind of like
He got his head smushed.
a little gay but straight-ish type of character, which I mean I guess it's kind of like real
Basically,
life.
just played himself.
Yeah.
He played himself. Yeah, no, but that was also before we knew that he was, let's quote Disparu here, an insufferable, what word would you use? Insufferable something. Like before we really knew what Pedro Pascal was, right? Before he was attacking people on the internet and being an idiot. In Game of Thrones, he was fine. Even in The Mandalorian, the first season, I didn't mind him, but it was now I just kind of he's getting cast in everything, and I'm like, why?
He's like Rachel Zegler, but not as bad.
Yes, yeah, actually, that's very true. She's way worse. Yeah. No, I don't want to look at this anymore. Goodbye.
Yeah. I'm
done.
very curious on how they're going to handle a big cast like this and give everyone the right amount of time for the story and actually propel the actual overall arcing story. It's going to be interesting because I don't know if we have that talent of writers nowadays. There's very few. So they got to hire the right people.
I don't think you can give them all time. You're just going to have to do like same thing as you did with Deadpool and Wolverine. You're just going to have to walk into a room. People walk out like, oh, you remember me, don't you? Then they go away and have a fight where you see them on screen for 30 seconds. That's going to happen in most of them.
The biggest problem is because people haven't done the homework with the TV shows, you're going to have these characters come in and you're going to be like, who the heck are they? But then when you get the big characters like X-Men, you'll get that like, oh my God, nostalgia, excitement. And then kind of, especially if you have that, like say the X-Men be the lasting image in them, in people's brains when the movie finishes, people will be like, that movie was good. But then you walk away thinking, was it really good? And then you slowly dissect and you're like, oh, some parts were good, but most was bad.
Oh yeah,
I
that
like
happens.
Deadpool and Wolverine. I didn't go back and dissect it because I just saw it's a comedy movie.
It is what it is,
It's not supposed to
right?
be taken seriously.
An action
Watch
comedy.
It once, and that's it for the rest of your. Like, it's not meant to leave a lasting impression.
There wasn't like
Yeah.
any deep thinking into it. Like, does this tie into this? I mean, of course there was some of that, but you don't really think about that. You're like, we just
But-
went in there, you had fun, you laughed.
Most of the
And-
characters
yeah.
were fleshed out in other IPs that you've seen before back in the day. It's kind of the same thing with like Daredevil. The Punisher scene was really good because you knew his backstory and well acted, but then everything else was like, huh?
Did you guys see there was an article out? I can probably pull it up right now since we're talking about that.
Can we watch
John,
Grace Randolph for about 20 seconds?
So
no thanks.
It's amazing though. Like the
Oh,
start
did you
of
pull it
her-
up? Oh, God, I didn't see that. Sorry.
Yeah, this is.
Sorry.
I'm sure we don't need to share sound.
Ready. Like, where are all the ladies? That's right. And I don't want to hear it. I mean, I don't want to hear it. All right, let's talk about it.
She's very fluent in the English language, as you can tell. Clearly thought this through.
Really, this is frustrating to me. All right, so there are 27 characters. 27 characters were revealed yesterday. Only 5 of them were women. Now, sure, the Russo brother, again. All right, so let me finish. So now,
As if there's someone interrupting
what
her.
she said.
People are just diving. You see people diving off screen, her husband's in the background. I can't believe you're moaning about the women.
her hair looks better maintained than I last remembered it.
She's like a Jennifer Sulky tribute band.
I'm sure the Russo brothers have never been big on female characters.
Based.
It's true.
That's still
And to
screen.
be fair, when the Avengers were at their most successful, they weren't either. They really
That's all you need to know.
I was just gonna say that when it was at its most successful, who was in there? Just Black Widow, and the rest were men.
I think that is amazing. She's like, look, there are barely any women in this. The Russo brothers,
But
they've
I'm
never
still gonna
really used that many
complain,
women in it.
'cause
And
I'm
that's
a
when
woman.
Marvel was successful. Like, well, you've destroyed your entire argument there, haven't you?
Oh, here I found this, and then I'll get to super chats, guys. Thank you so much. We kind of went off immediately, and we started kind of late, which is my bad.
We started on
Sorry.
time.
Mm-hmm.
I was late, but they held it down.
And
So
gay.
it's not like super interesting, but I didn't know this, that John Barenthal initially turned down the Daredevil Born Again Punisher return. I didn't see it. So in this article, it just says that he didn't see it. He didn't see the version of Frank. Here it is. The version of sorry, I'm awful at highlighting. The version of Frank and what they wanted from Frank didn't really make sense to me. And I thought would not appeal to the fans and it wouldn't be congruent, the actor explains. It was not something I was really interested in doing, so had to walk away. So initially, you know how they like reshot it and, you know, whatever. I think they redid the entire first season, if I'm not mistaken. They changed the story.
Now people are saying episode 5 was entirely untouched. The rest of the episodes were mostly untouched. So I don't know what to believe about how much has been reshot at this point.
It's hard to know unless you get the actual copy in your hand.
Yeah. I think Gary said the last 3 are all entirely new. So I'm guessing the further ones are...
Something I actually heard this from Michelle from Force of Light. She's been keeping up, paying attention to a lot of this, because I was talking on a stream with her about how, you know, with the Daredevil stuff, Karen wouldn't leave. The Foggy stuff, you know, him dying made me so mad. Clearly, because the trio was what drew us into the Netflix series, but Karen wouldn't just leave Matt like that. That was his girl. Like, their friend dies, so she just goes to another city and starts working. It doesn't make any sense. She was ride or die. She would be banging on his door if he didn't let her in. Most likely she would just be in his apartment all, you know, like, she wouldn't have just left. So what happened with that was there was like scheduling conflicts with the actress, and that's why she wasn't there. But I'm like, what? They should have just waited then. Like, why make something mediocre when you could have possibly made something great? Because those 3, and the same thing with Foggy, which is why they killed him off, but there's a chance that they might be back for the next season. And like, that doesn't make sense. I know, but they already did.
You have a launch. Yeah. It's got to be amazing instantaneously. And then if you want to waffle on about random crap that nobody cares about, you can put it in later in the series, but your start should be immediately at the action and just kick off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if they couldn't do it right, they should have just waited. I get it. There's money involved in this and everything, but if you want to do this right and you want to actually do a fan service and make a good show, wait until the actors are ready. Because not only did they get rid of Karen and Foggy, they give Matt a new girl. It's like he moved on so fast.
She's so like
she's boring.
You don't have the same character buildup, and she just apparently is just amazing and all this. And I want to maybe get to know her and maybe give me a couple reasons to like her, but you haven't. And
you could push her off at a roof and I wouldn't care.
Yeah, like, exactly.
It'd be way more entertaining if they pushed more people off roofs.
Karen was, you know, she was more passionate and she was a very interesting character. And the dynamic between all 3 of them was amazing. And that's what we loved it. And we don't get that now. We have the cop. It's like, it looks like, because of what Disney does, that it was a DEI thing, right? We got a black cop, and I think she's Hispanic, his new girlfriend. Same with the other cop, like, that he works with. Like, his girlfriend is separate now. Before it was, you know, him, Karen, and Foggy. And that was his girlfriend. But now he's got the separate therapist girlfriend, and then he has a Hispanic. Is she a cop? What is she? Is she a lawyer? She's a lawyer, right? The one that is like part of that little trio where they work together. The cop, him, and
no, the cop,
lawyer, right?
She's a lawyer. The Holly is a lawyer.
Yeah. Okay. I thought
it's also worth pointing out that his girlfriend, who is the therapist, is also the one that went to Fisk's wife, and when Fisk is like, she cheated on me, the slag. She went, well, can we talk to her about her reasons why she cheated on you? Did you feel as if you weren't getting what you wanted? And
she's like, feel safe?
She's like, do you think you were justified because he wasn't? Or she was like, yeah. And she was entirely taking her side. I don't want Daredevil to be with someone that sees someone cheating and goes, yeah, it was probably your fault though, wasn't it? You deserved it. You had it coming, really, didn't you? Push her off a roof. This is what needs to happen. And it's like,
he's like, just push everybody off a roof in this show.
Honestly, the therapist story could just be cut, in my opinion. I don't really care for it.
Not invested.
I want to see Fisk cave their skull in with a book. That's what we need to. The scene at the end where Fisk is just beating the living crap out of someone is the most entertaining.
Oh, that was
when he becomes
snap in the
Kingpin again.
Yeah, he left Kingpin loose. Yeah. Because I had a feeling they were gonna do that, right?
Especially when his jacket ripped. I was like, oh yeah, get fat again, do it.
We need fatty Kingpin back, please. No, but it's like, it's gonna be Disney-fied, right? Like, people are like, just wait. You know, I was talking about this on another stream, and like, just wait. You know, Kingpin's gonna emerge. I'm like, but it's gonna be Disney Kingpin. It's different than the real Kingpin that we've seen in the Netflix series and in the comics. He's supposed to be so ruthless. He's, you know, he goes against Peter Parker in the comics. Like, he is such an evil, just strong villain in the Marvel universe. And what they're doing now is like, I'm gonna fill a hole. good job, Fisk. Like it's, I get it. Like they're trying to shove Kingpin down a bit, and then he's gonna come out. But I just they already ruined him. I didn't see Echo, but you guys filled me in a bit on that. And the same with I did watch Hawkeye, and it's like he was a shadow of himself
Yeah.
from the Netflix show.
It's a real misnomer that you have to shove a character down in order to make them rise to tell an interesting story. You can be incredibly powerful and face challenges and overcome them without being reduced to weakness and suddenly worry about your feelings. Now you're really upset that you've been doing... Like, Daredevil at the moment is upset because he did good and helped people. It makes no sense. But he's like, well, he's got to worry about whether he's punching evil people is good. And it's like, that's what he needs to think. That's what he needs to believe.
And Daredevil fights all these evil people, but his only thing is he cannot kill them. At least in the first 2 seasons that I've seen. So I don't see what's changed.
He's like, I will break every bone in your butt as long as you don't die. It's like, that is cool.
Well, and that's why the whole Daredevil versus Punisher was so interesting, because it's like they both had similar values, but the Punisher did not care if he killed them or not. Actually, he felt better if he killed them. It was kind of similar. Like, it's kind of similar to even Elektra, having those 3 different characters where Elektra actually liked killing and didn't care who she killed. And then the 3, just comparing them was just genius. And then now what we're getting is just, as Gary said, it feels like Whiplash, where you're getting like these really good tidbits of story, but a lot of things that you're just like, that's not the character I've seen in the first 2 seasons. It feels very off. The thing that, because I'm still going through the 2nd season, when Karen and Matt were in the courtroom and having that talk at the side on the bench, it infuriated me because they were like broken up people who cannot talk to each other when they should have been able to talk to each other given their history.
Yeah.
And especially with their banter at the beginning, like, oh, they're best friends. But the death of Foggy breaks them entirely like that, where they're like...
She should have been the one that got shot. It didn't make any sense, because I know they keep trying to say, oh, it's a third. It's not. It's got nothing to do with the previous seasons. These are passing remarks they make. One of them was literally, oh, well, is there a scroll? No. And that's the only connection it has to it. So this is a series on its own. So that entire scene, she was the one that spoke to him. She was the one that hinted that they'd had a relationship. And the other guy was just at a bar ignoring them both. So she had the closer relationship to Daredevil. If you want to spin off a story about how he doesn't want to be a superhero because someone close to him died, it had to be her. And it doesn't make any sense to do it the other way around.
Yeah, no, I guess, like I said, when I found out that, there were scheduling conflicts, that's why they were written out. It just doesn't make sense. Like, Karen wouldn't just leave. I will say, in that scene, though, as mad as I was that they were getting rid of Foggy, love Foggy, one tiny scene that I feel that they did right and was actually good was when he's fighting the guy on the rooftop and you can hear Foggy's heart stopping while he's fighting. That was well done, but it was like 15 seconds. Like, you can't really give them a round of applause for 15 seconds of a good moment in an hour, 40-minute show. But no, you're right. It would have made more sense if it was Karen, right? It would have been Foggy's his best friend, but like, that's his girl. And it would make more sense for him to move on. I mean, it was still fast, but for him to get another girl, like, that still is just so weird to me. It's like, so the way we see it, Karen just leaves and he moves on with another girl, like, within, I mean, I don't know, it was like a year, maybe
it was a year after.
So I guess it wasn't that fast, but it's just the characters that we know from the Netflix series, it makes no sense. And I get it, everyone tells me like, it's a different series though. I'm like, but I will continuously compare it to the Netflix one because it was superior, and they could have made it that way. They could have put it on Hulu and made it, that's what I mean. That they could have changed it completely if they wanted something different, but they wanted fans from the Netflix show to come over. And most of those people, like, we know about it, right? Because we keep up with entertainment, but like normies that watched on Netflix, they probably don't even realize that it came back on Disney Plus if they don't have Disney Plus. So what they should have done, no, they're not watching it. They should have put it on Hulu. It's probably PG-13 at the most now, right? Because there's a little tiny bit of gore in some episodes and the violence.
Ooh,
should've-
that broken leg
a
though
little
was
Well, they cut it though.
yeah.
You saw the
So-
leg, you saw him jump, and then it cut away, so you never saw anything break.
So we'll go with PG-13, right? It's definitely not rated R like it was for Netflix. They should have put it on Hulu and advertised it like to people on Netflix, right? This was another thing that I'll give Michelle Force of Light credit for this, because she said this and I was like, that's brilliant. Advertise it on Netflix that it's going to be on Hulu and it's going to be rated R, and continue the story the way it was. Keep it rated R. And it probably would have been better. It would have gotten more views, but they're Disneyfying it. They're putting it on Disney Plus, PG-13. We don't want PG-13 Daredevil after we got rated R Daredevil. It's for adults, not for kids.
Like-
even this one's not really for kids. It's a little darker. So it's like, you might as well just go full dark and put it on Hulu, in my opinion.
They could have killed Foggy if he was at the same table as them talking to them. It was just that you separated this guy throughout the entire scene, and he just didn't even seem like a close friend. Could have been anybody. And that's one of the issues. You do want people to compare it, and as if they've got all the backstory and history and all the emotion from the previous Netflix series, while also being entirely disconnected from it. You want all the advantages, but none of the disadvantages. They'd probably say it was unfair to do that to that, Will, because we are Disney, and so we do have to tone things down. They'll play both sides of the argument. I just find it funny with the article of Punisher, where he's like, well, I didn't like what they suggested before. And you read this and thought this was good?
I think
I'm like, well, all right.
if he only read his stuff, I could see him falling into it for that reason.
But
Right?
he's
Instead of the
quite
entire
a simple, it was a really simple scene. It worked just because you actually finally have men doing men things without holding back. That's why the scene worked, because neither of them are, like, you've got a guy going, don't be a bitch, like, you know, stop worrying about your feelings, you stupid tart. And he's like, well, maybe I do want to worry about my feelings. So finally you have a man actually correcting another man about his behavior and to stop being a stupid tart. Whereas for the rest of the series, he's just wallowing in it. And so it's a really simple scene that if that's what brought him back, how bad was he before? Like, was he doing it? Was he going back and worrying, oh no, I can't hurt people because that'd be really awful of me if I punish the criminals?
Who knows what it originally was? I'm kind of curious to see what the script was before now.
I know.
It was
Well,
supposed to be a comedy, wasn't it? That's what gets me.
Daredevil's not a comedy.
No, it's definitely a darker side of Marvel. There's plenty of comedy in
It was
Marvel,
described
and
as like
Daredevil's
a
not it.
She-Hulk version of Daredevil.
Oh god. Oh god. And She-Hulk barely did lawyer stuff, because this, I mean, there was kind of lawyery stuff, but the stuff that he was doing just, it didn't excite me. I guess the only thing that stood out to me was how bad of a lawyer he seemingly was with the dude that stole the fackle or whatever, the caramel popcorn. He did defend White Tiger, but White Tiger
was
didn't
boring.
make a
Oh.
lasting impression on me either. And I think that,
No.
like, if you compare the trial of Frank Castle, like, huge difference.
Big
They
difference.
Very
his character
She-Hulk
very
that,
well.
though. The She-Hulk was, we think it's going to be interesting to bring in superheroes and show you their court cases and how weird they can be and the weird situations that can be drummed up from it. There was lots of that in She-Hulk, and that's probably what that was originally. That
Yeah.
it wasn't so much a serious crime show. There was probably just loads of jokes about, you know, this guy's got a magic amulet and turns into animals. Hilarity
Maybe.
ensues.
Hilarity ensues. Yeah. What did you guys think of the St. Patrick's Day episode with the bank robbery? They had to throw Kamala Khan in there.
Everyone
He's like,
hates it. I
she's
think it's
got
been one of their best
bobbleheads. Like
ones.
them trying to. I didn't mind it. Like, it felt like it was just like supposed to be like a fun episode, right? Like, it didn't really tie in too much into the plot, right? It was just like the misadventures of Matt Murdock. Like, he
I mean,
goes to the
if-
bank and
If this was like if this was just a TV show that had like 26 episodes, this was a filler episode. It was actually a fun one of just showing Matt kind of going back to be Daredevil again. Him throwing himself in danger to protect people, I
Yeah.
thought was kind of cool. And then him fighting the robber when he was like, I have to pee.
Yeah.
It had Daredevil doing Daredevil things without all the stupid new characters that I can't stand and want to
Yeah.
be thrown off a roof.
But
And then the
Kamala's
moment
gonna say that
episode
every
6
week.
starts,
Throw him
at the
off the
moment,
roof.
the moment episode 6 starts and they all come back, the entire tone of the series changed, and it's like, oh no, we're back to these people and whining about our feelings again. And it was noticeably degraded from what episode 5 was,
yeah,
which was
Yeah.
just Daredevil saving people in a bag.
That's what we want. We just want Daredevil doing Daredevil things.
Yeah.
I'm
Although
really not interested in his new trio, not at all.
which trio?
Well, it's the cop and the lawyer. Those are like his
Oh, that trio.
Karen and Foggy now, like the replacements. I'm not interested in them at all. They're just
I actually
boring.
don't mind the cop as much.
But when I compare him to Foggy, I'm like, you're no Foggy.
Well, no, because they gave Foggy and Matt like these episodes where they went back and showed how Foggy and Matt met, and like the night they had their drunk walk, and
Mhm.
they kind of became vulnerable with each other. So that there was a lot of character development. Whereas like I don't feel necessarily the same with these ones, and I'm supposed to automatically like them. No. We're gonna have to build them up, but they're not necessarily doing that. They're not taking the time to showcase them very well.
No. They don't have time to do the character development
well,
with these
I
guys.
mean-
They're just kind of thrown in. You're right.
Like-
They have an hour every week. There's loads of time.
There
These are
is.
just boring people.
But
You wanna see
Fisk needs
and
to fill
Daredevil go
holes
at
and
it.
stuff. He's busy.
Well, I
Well,
actually
no,
really
I like
like
his new stuff. where
I
he's,
like Fisk's assistant, the dude. I thought
Yeah.
he was an interesting character, but now he's absent.
He was
Is he?
clearly meant to be the
Oh,
comedy relief.
yeah, the
Mhm.
younger guy that was like all for him before he was elected. Now it's like they kind of replaced him with that guy that backstabbed him a little bit. Like he's getting more screen time. I forget his name, but the one that like did the interview. It didn't backstab him, but he did the interview and talked too much. And Fisk.
Oh,
was like,
BB report.
yeah, he was like, "Don't ever do that again."
What's his name? His daughter or niece, the reporter from season 1. I really liked him. The one that had the wife that kept forgetting stuff.
He's the one of the
God.
Netflix one.
Yeah,
I haven't. I have to go back.
he was
I
the
watched that when it
reporter
was
that
new.
got killed by Fisk.
Okay.
Ben Urich. Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
yeah,
chat.
yeah. Thank you. I really liked his character.
I would like the influencer guy around Fisk, even just for comedy relief, as long as he didn't have that other woman who's like, well, I've been here before you all got here, I'm going to stay around afterwards.
I was here first.
She
I'll be here
humiliates
after.
him. He's
Yeah.
only there to be a punching bag to show how amazing she is at all times.
Yeah.
And so I think it ruins his character having her around. Like, if Daredevil threw her off a roof, and you just have
That is your
Fisk
go-to
and
with everything.
Daredevil and that guy.
Can we
Someone
just
This
call
is
it the
Fix joke,
bullseye
I'm telling you.
treatment?
Just line him up and he's just like throwing him off.
The episode
Like,
that someone
finally.
finally gets thrown off a roof, just Drew's gonna be like, "This is what I wanted."
Yes.
Thank
Just keep
you.
watching episode 1 again and again and again.
there
Just
you go.
Brew.
As it was happening, he's holding him. I'm like, he's gonna chicken out. I know he's gonna chicken out. I just push him off. I'm like, this is amazing. 10 out of 10. That's probably why I like that first scene, because it's like, yeah, what a great ending.
Well, that's the first time we've ever seen him give up his values.
It was
But
deserved. You
well
think
deserved.
he's just killed your friend? That is justice.
Yeah.
It would be worse to not do it. That wouldn't be just, especially if you don't have any faith in the justice system, because it doesn't persecute people, as we've seen with the fiddle faddle guy.
yeah,
But one thing I do like is
Fiddle
Fisk's,
faddle.
there's a serial killer on the loose, and Fisk wants to stop them killing people, but all he knows is crime. So he's like, well, I'll just get all these criminal cops to do it, and they can just do whatever they want, and they will stop it. So he's essentially helping people and the city and saving lives via crime. And I think that's a cool concept you can do a lot with. I just wish they'd done it straight away.
yes. I thought. Well, Skip, how many episodes was that till this point? 4 or 5?
What would you have missed? But nothing's happened. It's like, well,
That
oh no, you
actually
would
would
have
have been good. It would have been good as a comparison to when he said the fill the hole thing. Like he's trying to do good, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Well, this is not bringing me results." What, like, say he was trying to do the peer thing and never came to fruition. Then he's like, "Well, let's stop crime this way with, shady cops."
Yeah,
And
'cause
you could have quickly
have
done it.
so much drama with it. So like the peer, and she's like, well, no, you've got to do all this to obey the law. It's like, but it needs to be done. Do it anyway. And then he starts getting sued by Daredevil, who's also fighting his criminal empire outside. So both sides of their personality are fighting both sides of the other one. And because if you made Fisk go follow the Echo storyline where she's essentially made him good. But now he's doing good via crime. You've got Daredevil, who hates crime, stopping crime. But also, by stopping the crime, he's stopping somebody doing good. So, you are like, where's the line there? Like,
That
in
would
a
have
way,
been so
crime is
interesting.
evil. Yeah,
Yes.
crime is evil, but he's only doing it. Like, he's very specific. These people can break the law, but only to save people and help people. So then you've got crimes where the police, where they are criminals breaking the law, but they're only doing it to bad people, and they're doing
Oh
it for
my
good
God.
reasons.
And can you imagine, because I don't know what the Punisher logo has to do with any of this yet. Can you imagine it was actually the Punisher group of the evil, the shady cops? That would have been,
Well, it might be.
it might be. I don't know, but
We'll
that
see.
would have been such an interesting story.
Because one of them is the White Tiger guy, and he's... Oh, well, no. Daredevil saw the mark on them, so we know one of the guys has that mark on him. So
Yeah.
I imagine the rest do.
Well, I don't know.
But that is the thing, because then by Daredevil stopping crime, he's actually stopping someone doing good. They're just doing good outside the laws of the system. And then you'd have Fisk doing because he also hates, what is it, the vigilantes. So he's
Yes.
also stopping people who are doing good outside the system,
But-
because only his
yeah.
criminal empire is allowed, and he wants total control. So you have, there's a natural, everyone wants to do good, they're just doing it by different methods. Whereas
Yeah.
instead we've got, I want to cheat on my husband. Oh.
That was so stupid because Vanessa in the original series was so ride or die. Like she wouldn't be like, "Oh, you made me sad and you left, so I slept with someone else." Like no, she
Well,
wouldn't
she
have
did-
done that.
I-
Like
She was
Was
rubbing
she-
it in his face.
that
in
too.
that thing. She was well, we were working with the boss and we had very close relationships, satisfying relationships, and she just kept going with him in the room.
Did she, when she quote cheated, did she think he was dead though? I don't remember because I
No,
don't.
she just knew he wasn't around.
Yeah.
She didn't know why.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She was just mad at him.
And he
It's hard
said,
to know.
"You know I'd be back.
I know.
I'm always back."
It is.
So
Oh, I don't know. It's hard to. It's so jarring because how okay. I'm at the part where she has still been sent away off seas, and so it feels so weird to be in the spot now where it's like it doesn't make sense why she would feel that way, and maybe I have to watch like 3 other different
Well-
shows to catch up.
no,
Yeah.
it's because there are plenty of shows. There was one, I can't remember what it is. They go on a plane, the plane vanishes for several years, and then the plane comes back. And so there's been a time jump, and one guy comes back to finding his wife has remarried. Because as
Oh,
far
I
as
like
they
that
knew,
show. It's so
it's
good.
really good.
Yes.
Mystery box, but actually gives you answers.
Yes.
And she thought the plane had crashed and he died, so she remarried. And so when he returns, she's like, "Oh no," because she still loves him. She wasn't cheating, and so she feels awful about what she's
Pearl
done.
Harbor?
But also loves the other guy.
No.
Okay,
It's
I can't-
Manifest.
and-
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
That movie
and-
was.
I never
that
seen
show's
that.
so
Yeah, but
good.
In
Okay.
this, she's rubbing it in his face because she thinks she's in the right to have cheated on him, which implies that she always knew she was cheating on him and didn't care. She's not sorry. She's not like, "Oh, I thought you were dead and I did this and I just love you both." You could kind of get that. This is no. I want to rub in your face how much pleasure I had with this other guy,
Yeah,
which is
I'm curious. Okay, so catch me up here. When she goes off to wherever Europe, and that time that Fisk is in jail, and when they finally reunite, was she all ride or die for him still? I don't know. I'm assuming they see each other at some point between there, or was that the last time they saw each other up till now?
I've not
I
watched
don't know.
the
It's
Netflix
been
series in years.
so
I
it's been
can't
a
remember.
while. From what I can remember with the Netflix series, he did send her away, but she wasn't. She wasn't
Was that the
like
last
this.
time they saw each other at that point? Because that's when they got the ring and all that. So I would, in that moment, I'd be like, oh yeah, in her head, she'd still be with him. So I guess, is there something in between? I don't know. Anywho.
Yeah, it's hard.
We
to
know
say.
why this wasn't changed because it made sense
It
for the
just
story.
kinda-
This was changed because they wanted her to be empowered.
They want her to be a girl
and
boss.
be like, "I can get with whoever I want, and you can't stop me." This is why they've got a therapist in specifically to take her side to prove that he's in the
season
wrong.
3. I'm missing a little bit here.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you.
I remember her going away, but I don't remember. Like I said, it's been a while because I watched it when they were new. I binged them when they dropped. I was obsessed. Like honestly, I'm kind of thinking about going back and watching them again. I don't have Hulu though, so I have to figure out how
No,
I'm gonna do that. Is it on Netflix?
it's on
still?
Disney.
I don't have Disney either.
Oh,
I'm sure I can find it somewhere, but I would like to rewatch them because I watched them once when they were new. I loved them so much, and we're getting. I would like to like, I guess, refresh my memory, but I don't know if it even matters because of what they're doing, changing up the story so much. But we'll see. Yeah, I think I'll try to give it another rewatch.
Yeah. I think if she quote she like found a boy toy just for physical and then was like, I don't care about him, that would make more sense than what's happening now for me.
But her, like what Disrupt said, her rubbing it in his face, like this is supposed to be Kingpin. He would just like pop her head like a freaking cherry or something, like the way he was in the comic, like the way he's supposed to be. I get it, he loves her or whatever, but yeah, but he still is like, yeah, no, we'll see. Like if they turn it around, he ends up like killing her or something. I'll be like, okay.
I think he will or do
character.
something. I think there's a plan because there's a line in when he first meets her, the first time he walks in and she's bragging about how well she is. And she's like, well, you always ruled through fear, but I find that money is what makes people loyal. And then it goes to him and he's like, oh, really? They're loyal.
I'll look
and he's
into
like,
that.
I know they're not. But I think that was meant to be a hint for the future. The issue is they're playing it like, so Severance gets away with it because they're a mystery box show. So they'll do a mystery and be like, oh, maybe we'll find out later. This isn't played like that. So you're supposed to understand these characters as they're doing actions. You shouldn't have to wait till the end of the series to find out somebody's motives. You can't, nobody's confused. It just, these people look like idiots because none of what they're doing make any sense. And so it's almost like they're playing a mystery box storyline without being a mystery box show. And it just comes across as weird. Even if they answer everything in the finale, I don't think it'll work.
Well, someone said, I think Alan said it all makes sense in the end. So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's just a bad way to structure a show, though. I think you
having
should
to
know
wait to
these
the
people
end
are planning something because it hasn't even hinted that he's got another plan, really.
No.
And so he just seems like he's not Fisk. And if he is at the end, you're like, well.
Okay, we had to deal with him for how many episodes of being, you know, kind of like a cuck. You know, it's weird because it's like this is supposed to be Kingpin. It's we'll see what happens. I keep up with it so that I can suffer with you guys because you guys watch enough bad TV and movies and then I don't watch like Snow White. So I
didn't need to watch it. Yeah,
but I will say the St. Patrick's Day episode kept me interested. Normally I'll have it up like I Jack Sparrow it. I have it up and I'm doing other work.
I think that's easily their best. Like, barring the fights, so the start of episode 1, the last 60 seconds of episode 2, and the end of episode 6. Barring all those fight scenes, I think episode 5 was the best episode of the series. Easily.
Yeah. So I need to get to some super chats, but before we do that, Galactus, thank you for emailing me this wonderful gif of our lovely Jiggleroo.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Hey!
I think I've done that a few times. Just no one's clipped it before.
Love it.
Like, shimmy.
Well, this was like
your shimmy because it's a side to side as well as a shake as well.
What's part of the lore now? Who you're the jiggler and Jay's the giggler? Yeah, because Jay is the giggler and now you're the jiggler. It's your guys' like villain names or something. I don't know. A whole lore was made from just that chat the other day. So there you go, chat. You're welcome, Jiggleroo. And thank you for holding on. We were, a bit late with the super chats.
We were on time.
Well, no, I mean catching up with the super chats. Normally we get them. It's been almost an hour and a half, but we got very, engrossed in our conversation.
I thought Wicked was just being more like, well,
I was only a minute late.
I'm going to drag them into it. We
were all late.
The royal we.
Mate, thank you for the 5. More progressive whiskey when? People
it
love
progressive whiskey. It was awful.
He turned so like the what is it? The red, the right, I don't know, left.
That's the next one.
Is that progressive? No, that's not progressive.
No.
It was the
Bushmills.
same color, wasn't it? Wasn't
I
it?
thought it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think.
It was green, yeah. It was a round bottle, though.
You know what? It made that 20K stream really fun.
I can't
Really,
remember a
really
thing.
fun.
And you made
Yeah, this
a
was a square
frenemy
bottle.
out of Kara from that one.
Can't remember that either.
Cajun Corey for 5. At least twice a week, someone confuses me with Stephen King's son, Joe. I'm not Joe King. I love just for smile. Oh, God. Great time. Magnum Norse has been a member for 1 month. Thank you so much. I'm drinking, so pardon my savagery.
No,
It's
bring
okay.
it on. I
Yeah,
hope you
this
drink
is-
progressive whiskey too.
Please drink more. We like savagery here. It's welcome. Lance for 5. Extra Girl is like Starscream.
Who's that?
Into, kind of like second in command to Megatron in Transformers. Wicked
okay.
is into. So I'm Megatron. Thanks, Lance. Wicked is indisposed for
That's
2
not what he
seconds.
said.
Well, he might have. Wicked is indisposed for 2 seconds. She's making herself out to be the new leader.
He was like,
I'm
I
gone.
have invaded her channel. I own this now.
Yes.
She has the key. So, Magnum Norse for 2. Purple is not gay. It's pimpin'.
If you
I
have
mean-
a cane.
Do you have a
you need to
cane,
have one of
Wicked?
them canes.
Do you have like a carved wood cane or something like
Yeah,
that?
with like a metal thing on the end. so
Oh
you can
my
I have a
god,
sword.
it's so cool.
I have Jack
I mean, you
Sparrow's
could use
sword.
You can use a sword as a cane, technically. Not in the UK though.
Well, it would be
No.
better to have a
I'll get
cane with
kicked
a
out of the
sword in it,
UK.
like the penguin.
Oh
They
my
like pull it out, there's a
god!
blade.
I
Yes.
just shoot it out. Yeah, that'd be cool.
You need
And
you need a sword like Needle, like in Game of Thrones.
That would be really cool. Emilio,
Oh, no, we
you
fell
changed your
down the
profile
well again.
picture. For 10
Emilio.
memberships. Holy moly! Thank you.
Aw.
We haven't shared that one in a while. I like that one. Because I have that one on like for Wicked's World and it's just quiet. It's just him doing the thumbs, but then I clipped that from a Wicked's World stream where like, I don't remember what it was, but actually I was very happy.
Usually am.
Ian with the Lesbaru avatar.
I answered. She said, "Is that a Les Brew picture?" I went, "Yes."
I know,
don't
but
know what
it's
else you
so-
want from me.
I don't want anything, but it's just
I'm
so
not
funny
putting
that
on a
he made it
skirt.
his profile picture.
I love it. It's
I love it.
perfection.
For 50 pounds, don't sweep past my Muppet picture to Sprue. I want this victory. Here, hold on.
Oh,
my
yes, queen.
Yes.
Green
There
him
you
or
go.
something.
There you
Are they
go,
gonna
Ian. Are
blow
you
up the-
happy?
The picture.
I don't think you can.
I don't think so.
See, now
I
you're
just like
saying
that
your
Wicked,
nose
she
is
hasn't even blown up
orange.
your picture.
It was great. I saw you actually retweeted that, and I was laughing so hard. It was beautiful.
I like how
Uh,
they made Shad just old.
Yes.
It was like, he's now
Even
a
though he's not that old.
An 80-year-old grandpa. It's like, where'd you get that from?
Mentrax for New
And
Zealand
shaved
10.
as well.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. They did a great job with that. I thought it was. What was X-rays? The waifu?
Waifu girl, yeah. But I was actually yellow. It was perfect.
I wish somebody could make those for you guys, so you could have like your own Muppets. Like,
Oh
that'd
my
be-
god, little hanging from here or something.
Yeah, that'd be so cute. I slipped on black ice today. I didn't know it was black ice until I got up and my wallet was gone.
Oh my god. Oh
my
my
God,
god.
You can't just come in here. With...
I didn't read ahead in
I
that one.
wasn't-
No.
I didn't either. I wasn't ready. Thank you for the 10. I was not
I
ready for
read
that.
up to black ice and I was like, oh, it's just, talking about how they fell. I mean, it's still winter. Damn.
She reads a little like, oh, poor thing slipped. Oh, never mind. Jason Webster, thank you for the Australian 5. Hi to the enormously enchanting X-ray girl, incredibly ingenious wicked virtue, and the ultimate in ultra rapid sardonic wit disparu. Thank you, Jason. Duppy has been a member for 13 months. Wow, over a year. Thank you so much. That's like years in work time. Thank you, Duppy. And also, Duppy, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Let's see what we got.
Saucy.
Ooh,
I feel
can
like
I
we
do
don't-
this?
Of course. Yeah, I feel like we don't play like enough clips, but usually we're like trying to catch up. So thank you, Duppy. Magnum Helium. Like that. Helium Chipmunk. Magnum Norse for 5. I bet money that Disparu hasn't finished Elden Ring.
Yeah, I got up to where was it? I think I reached like the giant area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
a
I don't
game,
even
though.
know what giant
I'm
area
not
is.
like
I never played.
I never I see people. Well, I 100%ed this game. I don't understand. I very rarely completely Baldur's Gate 2. I got up to Irenicus, the final fight, stopped. That's like over 100-hour game. I played through that game multiple times, never done the boss. Can't be bothered. I was like, it's over now.
Disparu's just edging himself for the boss.
I just go on to another game. I'm like, that'll do. I reach a point with the game where like, I think I've seen the game now. I've experienced the game. That'll do.
It's like, I know I can win this.
Well, no, it's not. It's not about whether I can win it or not. The games are designed to be beaten. It's very easy to make a game that's impossible. They deliberately make it so that anyone can do it. It's more a case of if I'm like the game isn't going to change from now. Like I know some people really like Vampire Survivors and stuff, but I play that. I'm like, okay, the rest of the game is just this repeated again.
Yeah, I never got into it. I know it was 90% of my friends were into it though that are gamers.
I never could play it because I sucked at beating the bosses.
It's hard.
Dark Souls games are just not my thing.
Same.
And I have to give respect to Anna because she beat the game.
She did. She really loved it too, didn't she? She was all for it.
That's the good thing about Elden Ring, with it being open world, is that if you can't beat a boss, you just go away and level for a bit, and then you're more powerful, and you come back and beat him. So it was almost like choose your own difficulty. If you wanted it to be really difficult, do it under leveled. If you couldn't do it, just level up for a bit. You'll beat him eventually.
Yeah, and you don't need to do all the bosses either, just the important story ones, right? So
16-bit mascot for 5. Hey, look, it's the best Saturday show on the Cybernet. X-Ray is looking 80s with those glasses plus denim colored jacket thing. Cheers to the chat. I didn't think that she does. She's like giving like hot 80s lady.
This is actually my dad's shirt from the 90s or 80s. I'm not sure.
So it checks out.
Yeah.
She's on brand.
She means the top. This is actually my dad's shirt.
Not this.
The pink tank top.
Yeah, this is actually my dad's.
Yeah. He loves the boot window.
He was at the club that has the purple lights.
The Pip Club.
I'm joking, my dad.
I do. He's gonna watch this and be like, excuse me. Ed Song, thank you for the 5.
Always like, how did she know?
Disparu sounds like a person that has been through too many rounds of 30-second EFT matches where you get domed from hallway across the stage.
Yeah, EFT, it has too many cheaters, too many problems, and just dying to someone you don't know is there is just not fun. I find the PvE mode is just so much better. When that came out, played that, and then I go back for the events and stuff now. What I really like is fighting the bosses and stuff, though, so if there's not some kind of increased spawn rate or cultists and things, then I don't do it. I also, the PvP wiping all the time, I just find that pointless. It's like you build up all this gear and then it gets taken away from you arbitrarily. What's the point in that? So yeah, for me, PvE like fix the game. I don't think it works very well as a PvP game.
Nick Hammerschmidt for $9.99. Since you guys are talking about Doomsday, were there certain casts you are happy to see and others you rolled your eyes at? Well, let's see. You sent this about an hour ago. Sorry about that. I think we covered it, but we can go over it a bit more. X-Men, I agree with them that, seeing the older X-Men cast it's interesting. We don't know what they're going to do with them, so it's kind of hard to get excited, but I didn't hate that. I definitely rolled my eyes at least with like the chair stream where they showed Robert Downey Jr. at the end, like they were showing us something new. Put somebody there. Yeah, put somebody there that we didn't know was going to be on. Like if they're going to have Tom Holland, that probably would have been a good time.
Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen.
Yes, you know what? You're right. Yes, instead of just having their names, you're completely correct there. Instead of just having their names on the chairs,
leave them at the end and then have them and then roll into all the old X-Men.
Yeah,
but they're like start with them actually being in person. because they're sort of, I think they're the biggest names out of everybody else.
They absolutely. I mean, yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is a big name, but we already got that announcement at Comic-Con, so we knew. So it was
Yeah.
nothing new to us.
If anything, he
could-
should have introduced it
Yeah.
and done a little speech and then started showing the chairs.
Exactly. Like I just couldn't. I didn't watch it. All right. Like I was on a Valiant stream and Steph was on there, and she's like, I watched the whole thing because she had to like tweet it out for the
There was
G&G
nothing to watch.
Twitter, and I'm like, you poor thing. Like you sat there for 6 hours and watched chairs. Like no thanks.
I was watching Chris and Nerdrotic stream, and the moment it became obvious that it was just chairs, I was like, I'll just look up a list afterwards.
Yeah.
Um,
When I didn't believe them that it was 6 hours because when I was on the stream, Valiant showed like a 30-second clip that just showed all the names, and I'm like, they had
Yeah,
this
it's
goal.
15
What did they
minutes.
do? Sit on each chair for 20 minutes? Like, how did that go for
Well,
6 hours?
I knew because either Gary or Chris, one of them was texting somebody that knew, so they knew how many names were coming out or something, and then they worked it out from how often the chairs were going, how long it'd go on for, and something like this is pointless.
That's ridiculous.
But
So
yeah, for me it was
boring.
any of the Phase 1 people, from the movies that people actually like. I'm like, oh, you're bringing them out? That's cool. Any of the newer people from terrible movies shouldn't be there. They're in terrible movies nobody likes. So why would I like the characters?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
I completely agree with you though. Like they should have had Robert Downey Jr. announcing it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's not
more.
that he's not a big name. I mean, not that he's not a big name. I mean, like he is a big name. But we already knew that he was going to be on it. So have him announce it and then end it with, the X-Men people that we were actually excited about. Patrick Stewart.
Thunderbolts have already got their own movie. They're all no-name characters from movies that nobody cares about, apart from the Captain America guy. And so I didn't care about them. Fantastic Four's a movie that we haven't even seen, so I don't care about any of them. And
No.
Namor, a villain in a sequel that did badly compared to the first one. Why?
Absolutely forgettable for sure.
Oh, just weird choices. And like I say, those water down the bigger names.
Yeah.
It's not more is better.
Yeah. And I just remember being so disappointed watching chair after chair. And then when you get near the end, that's really where the excitement is because you had already spent 4 hours live streaming that already. And you're like, oh, come on.
It's like, oh yeah, Anthony Mackie. Oh.
Yay, I can't
Yeah, we already knew
wait.
that. Let's get to something more exciting.
Yeah. I
Well,
don't
then they hit you with
understand like
Pedro.
We
Like
knew
what
that
just Bruce
already. Well, the announcement of Fantastic Four. What that should have been one of the. Pedro should have actually been number one at that rate if you wanted to give him something special.
Well, I don't think we knew
Yeah.
Fantastic Four were in this movie.
Well, once you knew Vanessa Kirby, what would make no sense.
True, yeah. If they're gonna have one, they'd have all of them.
And Vanessa was second, so
I
why
wouldn't
not
want any
have
of
all
them.
those names together? They did that with X-Men, but oh well.
yeah. It was so lame. I thought it was a joke when I was told that I went on for 6 hours. I'm like,
No, we
oh,
watched it.
Wow.
Why?
Just wait
You
until
poor
they do it
thing.
again for the rest.
She's
God.
like, yeah, I seen it.
I was so disappointed. Okay, Gary calls. Usually we start going live at noon, right? He calls at 11:15. We're going live now. There's the announcement. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, huh? And so I
Like
hadn't eaten lunch
scrambling.
yet. And
Aw.
so I hadn't put makeup on. And I was like, okay, I'm going to throw not my gym clothes on. So I had to change and get ready and have the stream up. And then to go on 4 hours and be so like unexcited.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Besides, if you were gonna show the casting chairs, this is what you should have shown.
Oh my God, this is such a great tweet.
This is where everyone was actually cast. So if you were gonna rather than having directors' chairs, because they're not all directors, that's where the parts were decided, where the contracts were hashed out. How much are you worth? My favorite was the guy posted under this. That's not a chair. That's a sofa. I'm like, I
Oh,
think we
he
disagree on
owned
the
you.
definition of chairs.
Oh my God.
He sure showed you.
I mean, chairs are sofas. The sofas are chairs.
You sit on it. Like, okay, move
Oh.
on, buddy. That's silly. Jason Webster, thank you for the Australian too. Longest unveiling of empty chairs in film history. Yeah.
I know. Well, during Morning Roast, we were saying like if they're going to do empty chairs, what it would have been more exciting is if they did like costumes in like players' change room boxes. That would have been more interesting.
Yeah, and they showed there was a flare of inspiration when it came to Ant-Man, and they went down to a little tiny one. And if you'd kept that up for every name, that would have been cool, because then it would have varied.
Yeah.
But you only were original for him? Seems a bit weird. Like, just made effort for Ant-Man?
Was
it
there
was
anyone that would have been big? Well, I guess Beast in his Beast form would have been a bigger chair.
Well, yeah, but you could have dressed up the chairs or done, like, themed chairs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you could have done. It didn't have to necessarily be a chair. Like, anything original would have worked that changed it up for each person. Made it a bit more interesting than chairs.
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 It's almost weirder to be original for one chair and none of the other.
Yeah. It would have been more interesting if they just played even some of their clips reminding you of which character these people were.
Yeah. Nobody
Because
knows
that's
who
your
Namor
own
is.
IP.
It's true. And
Oh.
just the fact that they decided the only person they were going to show was the one that they made this huge announcement for at Comic-Con. Like, we already know he's going to be a part of it. Not only that, but there was, like I said, a huge announcement, and they made a big deal of it. So,
Well,
they should have had-
apparently they were signing contracts with these people up until very soon before that stream.
uh-oh.
Like, so the ink wasn't wet on some of those contracts when those names got announced. That's how close they were cutting it with the announcement.
Yeah.
They weren't even sure that maybe it'd go that day because some contracts weren't there or not. They also made it sound almost as if chairs were there that could have been added that they had made because they were in contract negotiations as it was going out, kind of thing. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right. Let me catch up on these super chats, guys. Thanks for being patient with us. We got very into that Doomsday and Daredevil conversation. Jason Webster, thank you for another Australian 5. The stream unveiling the cast for Avengers Doomsday cast went longer than the 97th Academy Awards, 5 hours. That's ridiculous. Magnum Norse for 5. X-Wing claims that Wicked is his sister. You kind of have similar noses. Is that a joke? LMAO. He's my brother. Not a
As
mother.
well as Capable Gentleman.
X-Wing is her sister.
Yeah, Capable Gentleman is my little brother who's tall for his age.
Also, X-Wing is my cousin.
Yeah, so it's just like all one. We're like a
What we
weird
need is-
family tree over here.
Speaking
And
of it
X-Ray
running
Girl's
longer
also,
than-
I'm one of her wives. So, what a connection we.
Speaking of it running longer than the Oscars, we needed Ricky Gervais to present the chair unveiling.
That
Like,
would've
no
been
script,
funny.
just him for 6 hours trying to be entertaining about chairs.
Yes,
see what
Benjamin
happens.
Lee, my brother. No, actually, he's my brother, but Benjamin Lee's my little brother. He's very tall. Eric Heffelfinger for 5. Haley Atwell always gets my captain to
Mhm.
stand up.
I mean, she's gorgeous. Okay.
She's beautiful. Yeah.
If
It's
I
too
had a
bad they
captain, it'd
made-
be standing up too.
Attention. Too bad they made her so butchy.
That's why she was a great military
Tomb
general.
Raider.
When she walked past, everyone saluted.
Wait, who would you think is hotter, chat? Haley Atwell or Scarlett Johansson, like one of the earlier movies?
Yeah, let's do like ScarJo from the first Avengers. So 1's for Haley, 2's for ScarJo. I'm curious. I feel like it's going to be kind of a
Maybe
tie.
a mix.
Yeah, because I think that's just down to personal preference because they're both pretty.
Oh, a lot
Oh,
of twos.
never mind. Oh, wait.
never mind.
Oh,
We're kind of in between.
Scarlet.
so far, it seems like Scarlett's winning, but not by like a lot. It's like a.
I had to
Yeah.
look up pictures of them at the time, and I think it's just Scarlet.
You think
Well, I mean,
Scarlett?
she, also the outfits that she wore when she was like Robert Downey Jr.'s assistant.
Oh yeah. Very
Oh
revealing.
my god!
It was such a
Slabs.
great line when she
90.
dominated the guy in the middle of the fight, and he just turned to his assistant. I went, "I want one." No. It was such a great response.
Gosh, yeah, it's unfortunate what they did to her, or covering her up too.
No,
Sorry.
she did it to herself. She recently posted about how disgusting it was what they made her do, sexualizing that way. You shouldn't do that to young women. What you really need is old, ugly women to be in roles so that she can get more parts. She has entirely changed on what she did before, even though she was perfectly happy doing it at the time when she could actually do it. Now she can't. She's gone the typical Hollywood route of, but she's no different than Peter Dinklage. Like, well, all my competition can't get roles anymore. It'd be really weird if you
I
looked at
hope
them.
Sydney Sweeney does not do that in her later years.
I feel
think
like she
Sydney
was.
Sweeney is going to make so much money, she won't need to.
That's what I'm saying. She's done quite a few. Well, I don't know if quite a few. At least I know in Euphoria she was nude quite a bit. She's embracing it. Like, hey, I got it. I'm gonna flaunt it. And she's like, just Drew said, she's gonna have so much money.
Well, she's setting up
ScarJo
her own
didn't
brands
do
and
nudes,
stuff.
did she? Chat, correct me. I don't think did ScarJo do
Sydney?
any like?
Oh, no, Scar- I don't
she
think
didn't
so.
do any. Yeah. Thank you, Ruddy, for the 2. Plus ScarJo is just Sydney Sweeney. Sweeney, sorry.
Yeah, but she's setting up like her own
Sweeney.
lingerie lines
Sweeney.
and stuff. And
Oh my
so
god, the
she's got an income
bikinis.
outside of the
Sydney's?
movies.
I
Sydney?
want those
Bikinis?
bikinis so bad, but they sold out. And by the time I found out about them, but she's doing a second line with them, the Frankie bikinis.
And her
I didn't
Instagram marketing
think
of it
I-
is just a
don't think I've
camera
seen them.
about there.
You're gonna have to
And
send me the link.
It's
I'm
just zoomed
curious.
in on her there, and you see her face just at the top.
Let me see if I can find one of the posts about it.
I mean, you
I'm
can
sure
pull it
I
up. I'm
would.
sure chat won't hate seeing it.
Oh,
Mark-
they won't.
They
I
won't.
promise
Well,
you.
that's the thing, it's the easiest marketing in the world because she just wears it. And
Yeah.
there's none of the really expensive
You know how much
campaigns
soap
or
she
anything.
sold? You know how many men bought the Sasquatch soap because of her? A lot.
I didn't know she sold soap.
She did. Well, no, she was the like one of the ambassadors for it, the Sasquatch soap and like
Didn't even know
deodorant. She was like
Sasquatch
in the
was-
tub, like I forgot what she said, but she was in a tub, and I'm sure nobody listened to what she actually said. Oh, okay. These are. Oh, that is cute. That's a cute. I like the top. I don't know about the bottom. It's a bit revealing
What-
for my taste, but I like the top.
What there's other videos where
she
the
wearing
camera
it
is
with, like,
basically a lot
oh.
lower and closer, and all you see is just zoomed in from there.
She's
and then a
wearing
little
it
head
like
on-
she's wearing it. 1 second, Mark. She's wearing it like lingerie though. 'Cause she's got like the
It is lingerie.
knee highs. Well, I thought it was it's bikinis.
It
I'm
is
saying
bikinis, but it's extra marketing. We'll call
Yeah,
it that.
I mean, yeah, like she knows what to do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Let's see if I can find some other things for y'all.
We're
And-
gonna go
and the-
shopping and just Rue's gonna
Well,
go along for the ride.
Well, the thing about something like that, she set up a brand which makes her money off screen.
Mm.
It gets she gets female customers, while the men see it and they go and see her movies. So this nails every part of improving her brand. It will improve what she can charge for doing movies, and she's selling stuff to the women so they won't despise her. So they'll go and see her movies as well because they like her brand. It's
The
kinda
bottoms on
surprising
that
more
one
people
are
don't
I
do
like
it.
a little bit more.
I don't like the ruffles.
Not the ruffles,
Personally?
but like the shape of it. I'm not like for like I'm not a string bikini girl. That's
Yeah.
not comfortable. But the top on that other one was cute.
Yeah. There's more. Sorry, chat. Be right back.
BRB. Well, she does that. Mark of
Look,
reality. Thank you
sorry,
for the
chat. I'm sorry
5.
for you, Sydney Sweeney on the
If-
page.
If Daredevil gets saved by a female or is unable to defeat a female antagonist, I'm going to be so done with Disney. I hope they go out of business. Yeah, I don't know. You
I
know
think
what'll
Fisk
be
has to throw
annoying?
his wife off a roof.
Somebody needs to get thrown off a roof in order for
End
just
the
Drew to be
finale
happy.
with Fisk doing the same thing Daredevil did at the start. So
Oh.
it goes full circle like
With
a
his
Lord of the
wife?
Ring. And it's just him at the end, and she's like, "I'm sorry," and he just
That
pushes
seems-
her off a roof.
That seems a bit more like modest. You can't see the bottom, but they probably string.
It just depends on the type of bikini, but this is the most modest one I've found so far. I'll show you the
When
other
you
one. I
say
found.
modest, the reason it's done like that is so that you think, well, does she have anything on at the bottom?
Yeah, well, I mean, the top is modest. You can't see that. I get what
Yeah,
you're
but that's
saying.
why it's
but-
shot that way. It's to
Yeah.
make the men have an air of mystery.
Yeah,
Rather than the last one, which was like, here is my clunge.
yeah. Well, there you go, chat. Those are the bikinis. Jason Webster. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's cute. But
I
that's
like
a
the
funky
bottoms.
It's a funky tan line.
It's a very funky tan line.
Yeah. I mean, she's the right person. 1 second, Jason. Sorry. She's the right person to endorse bikinis because people, whether you
Is
love
she
her
posing
or you
that
hate
way
her,
because it makes you look as if you're tied up?
Oh, I didn't even
Is
think
that
about
what that pose is for?
It kind of looks like that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it kind of looks like, because her hands are kind of behind her as if she's restrained, and that looks like rope going around her neck. I'm pretty sure that's deliberate. It does.
Oh, Blabs posts a good question. Here's a good question: peak Megan Fox or peak Sydney Sweeney?
I think Megan Fox.
Megan
I think
Fox is more
Megan has a better
attractive
face.
facially.
Yeah, I was gonna say facially she's more attractive, and she kind of had the same body. I don't know if
But
she
personality, I'd say Sydney Sweeney.
No one cares about the
Well,
personality.
no. I'm just talking about like
what all the
if
guys
you're-
are thinking.
if you're
The
actually
thing you've got
dating.
with Sydney Sweeney is you have to go body or face. Like
Think of like
it's
Transformers.
not a fair comparison.
Transformers Megan Fox. That's like peak.
God,
right?
that car scene, iconic.
I mean, that was the thing with Scarlett Johansson and Hayley Atwell. It was like, well, Scarlett Johansson's more attractive facially, so is it a fair comparison?
Jason Webster, thank you for another Australian too. Avengers Doomsday equals eye candy and nostalgia baiting. Yeah, and it might not even be done well. Like
We all
I don't
saw,
trust that
well,
they
I don't
will
think we all
handle
saw,
it properly.
but we saw Electric State, which is a $310 million movie that they made. Awful.
Oh God, it was so bad.
There is no guarantee the Russo brothers can do it. Now, if somebody else writes a better script, can they turn a good script into a good movie? Maybe. But they don't seem to know a good script on their own.
No.
Andrew Matthews, thank you for the £5. Why did I think of Extra Girl when I watched? I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. I don't get it.
Maybe because you guys have seen The Veil Behind the Mind. I've watched one episode of it. It's really good.
Okay, I'd never heard of it, so I'm confused by it.
Where she's like super sweet when she's being the receptionist, but she has a funny reaction in her like subconscious with some of these people, like, why are you taking so long to do this? Blah blah blah. Anyways,
Oh, okay.
I think you'll have to watch it to understand. And it's also been like a couple months since I saw that episode, but I definitely want to watch that again.
Ed Song, thank you for the 5. To the panel, was Born Again worth the humiliation of Charlie Cox endured during She-Hulk? So I didn't watch She-Hulk, but I heard enough from Disparu because we know Disparu definitely watched She-Hulk. Like the walk of shame and just like the emasculating what seemed
It's really
to
sad.
happen to him, the yellow suit and no.
Yellow suit was so ugly.
And
oh my
no,
God.
oh yeah, I wouldn't say Born Again was worth it because it's not even. It doesn't hold a candle to the original Daredevil Netflix series, so it's not even like the series is good. It's mid. It's good for what modern Marvel puts out these days, but I wouldn't even say that it is good.
It doesn't have rewatchability though, like most other IP, most of the Marvel stuff. So
not at all. Schick 74 for 199 says Megatron. There you go. I got the Megatron emotes. Go ahead and drop them, guys.
I'm dying because of Raider and Ian right now.
What's happening? Are they fighting?
Just scroll. You'll see. There's
okay,
super chats.
We're catching up. We'll get there. I'm a few away. We'll let the boys handle it. Will I catch up? Definitely not a gator for 5. So multiple women in the MCU who just cheat, the DD women and the Wasp because they have needs, but somehow the most for men is a kiss for Cap.
Maybe I'm not understanding because I'm not young and don't use the cap thing. No cap. Is that what it means?
But somehow the most for men is a kiss for Cap. Multiple women in MCU cheat, so I think that's like talking about Vanessa who cheated.
Yes.
The Daredevil woman and the Wasp because they have needs. But somehow, the most for men is a kiss for Cap. Did Captain America kiss somebody else?
Because he kissed Haley Atwell and he never really banged. Did he? I mean, it might have been implied. He had some time with her. Wasn't that?
Well, they were together. Yeah. Oh, Captain America not getting a kiss? Is that what you mean? That's
okay. I thought you meant no cap, and that's why I got confused.
I mean, we spend too much time on the internet, so that's fair. We see all this stuff. Thank you for another 5. Definitely not a gator. What do y'all think of Kirsch's Gamer Subs Cup? I think it shows her great personality. That and the TNA look good too.
Let
haven't
me
seen
see
it.
Kirsch's Gamer Subs Cup. I'm going for it right now.
Look for it.
Debatable. We cannot show.
We
It's a
cannot show
very-
it.
It's a very revealing booty pic. I will just send it in the private chat. Scroll through the images. The front we can show. The back we cannot.
Phil,
Yeah,
pull up
when
the
I
cup or
found-
DM it to me.
when I found the Sydney Sweeney video, I was thinking of at the time. I watched it because oh, this is even more revealing than I thought.
Oh yeah,
'cause
we can't pull that up.
That's the video.
I'm
And
trying
I'm like,
because
I don't even know if that's allowed.
oh,
let
this is
alone-
a preview of the front of the cup we can, but the back we can't.
The back, no, that's what I had highlighted. Yeah, that's fine, but the back.
Whoa.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
He
Well,
looks
the back is even
good.
worse.
That's what I did too. As soon as I opened up the private one that she put,
Yeah, we're not scrolling. That's fine. It's very cute.
I scrolled.
I would
So-
not bring this cup in public.
Well, it's like Nikkei or anything. It is a typical foreign mobile game picture.
Yeah. Like even
this is
the
the person that
shirt,
saves the world.
I would not wear the
Yes.
shirt. Sorry, Kirsha, love you. I'd maybe use the mouse pad. I like the mouse pad though.
Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. Those Avengers chairs were like receiving text from that friend who can't send more than a single sentence in one message, but more expensive. Exactly.
It was weird how they had an entire aircraft
Thank
hangar
you, Ian.
for a few chairs.
I think because they have studios like that, like sets like that, and it's just in a warehouse. So it makes sense
Wait.
they have access to things like that.
Well, yeah, I know that they have aircraft hangars. It's like, but have some kind of set, you know, that you're putting the chairs on or something. So as you scroll past, or just print out a big picture, and as you scroll past, it reveals more of like a story, like a comic, for instance, and it reveals more of the comic story as you go along. There's so many ways you could have made it more interesting to watch.
I know. I'm catching up to
sorry.
Ian and Raider. They
You
have
and
a
Raider
bro.
are killing me
They
so
have
much.
a bromance and frenemy-ship that is hilarious. I'm trying to catch up, and we're getting there. Hokies, thank you for the 10. The only good chair stream is a wicked chair stream. Thank you, Hokies. Mentrex for 10 New Zealand. Why is reverse cowgirl legal in Alabama? Because you can't turn your back on fan. Oh,
Oh my god, Mentrex.
Mentrex,
Why
I need
are
to read your messages before I start reading them out loud.
I did read that before you got to it. I was like, oh no.
I didn't. I forgot. Mental notes and proofread. None of those anything bad to
No,
read
you
on
can
stream,
technically
but
read that.
You can read it. I'm just I'm always caught off guard with them.
It was in Orlando. Someone said, "Why do you keep making jokes about like Norfolk as a sort of, you know, for keeping it in the family?" Because well, I think every country has that. I think over here, if you want to bang your brother or whatever, it would be Alabama. And up the line, a couple burst out laughing, and she went, "He's from Alabama. I keep telling him that." I was like, "Oh no, I've started a
I
war
seen some-
between a couple."
No.
Uh-oh. God. Every time someone
Demai.
says like family stuff now, I think of White Lotus.
I've never seen
I've not seen it.
Season 3 is a little crazy.
Mm.
A lot crazy.
Little, a lot, very.
Very.
Dimash and I, thank you for the 2. They're both gorgeous, but Haley wins this. Thank you, Dimash
From the
and
neck
It
down,
I. John Orchard for 5. Fox outrage.
Faux.
Why faux? Oh, sorry, faux outrage. Why was there not a
Yeah,
wheelchair for
Kirsha
Dr.
didn't get
Xavier?
this.
Oh, in the line of chairs, I am now offended for reasons. Haha, Atwell all the way. Okay, it was
Yeah, they
Haley's
could
the
have done his
only-
chair.
They could have, and I'm just gonna say, Haley, you know, ScarJo may have won in numbers, but Haley is the only one that got super chatted that she was. You know, she got 2. Just saying. War Machine, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships.
Please,
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
I
Oh.
want
because I'm worth it.
That was like our 5th Saucy episode. How cute.
I know. We've grown up so
I know.
much.
We're adults now, kinda. Hirokami for £5. Are we going to see you X-ray in that bikini? Aw, she's
I don't even own that bikini, so no. I wish.
So no. Hirokami for another 5. Megan Fox always looking like she was up for it. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my god.
And here we go with
That was why she was hired.
Ian and Raider.
You guys are
They're-
crazy in the best way possible.
They're trying to get locked up. They get locked up in YouTube jail, both of them. And this stream might
I think
have
they've
done it
already
to
got
them.
locked up.
It might have happened. Raider for $67.34. Thank you, Raider. And then Ian. Thank you.
It's a 3-whole
Thank
day.
you. And then Ian for 67.
Oh, he's like, I'll beat you
35.
because mine's
too
proper
bad.
money.
But wait. And then Raider for 67.36.
I was doing a stream yesterday with Lady G, and Raider super chatted. And I'm like, whenever he super chats anywhere, but especially when she's there, I always think back to the Halo streams where he'd wind Lady G up.
Oh my god, those are
Whenever he
amazing.
super chatted, she'd just go, Raider! And then it just immediately cut to the video.
The Dead Man for 5. X-Ray Girl. You should read every super chat like Gary. He's retarded.
Gary.
Gary.
Oh, because he can't read. It's actually
Oh.
kind of like he'll read a sentence, but he'll read like 2 or 3 words wrong, and like you don't get the context of what the super chat meant.
Which- I think yesterday it was up on the screen and he started to read, and then you were like, well, I'll zoom in for him. And you zoomed in
Oh,
and
that's
you went,
Garrett.
no, I told you I can't read. You're going to have to zoom in. And then
Yeah,
you
that was
zoomed in
Garrett.
again, and then it went double wide. And it was like, you're already zooming in, but that's not far enough.
Bigger size queen, size king.
Um,
I
and the-
refuse to read if it's not 102 font.
Oh my god, Hokies!
Ian with 67.37. And then Raider comes in with 67.38.
Jesus. I didn't know any of these.
We're not
I
done.
really see them on the screen.
And then Ian for 67.39.
Oh my
Final
god.
bid. But hold on, because I think Raider did get locked into YouTube jail because he just PayPal'd 67.40.
Oh my god! And look at what
Thank you.
Hokies just did.
And then Hokey says, I am not in super chat jail. So take that. You know what? Hold on. What are we gonna give you guys?
Saucy.
There's nothing
You
else
definitely
but that
need new
being
clips.
saucy. I'm gonna get some more ones. People like to objectify you though. They love it.
I think you should clip the one where he's going.
The jiggler, yeah. Jiggleroo is gonna come on.
Find like a good little song clip to go with it.
Yeah, I'll give you like a nice
You would
like.
get far more
dance
super chats
mix.
if you just bought Sydney Sweeney's bikini.
No, I can't buy it. I
No.
want to,
It's sold
but
out.
I can't. They're
She
sold
does a
out.
lot of bikinis.
No. They were from 2023, the bikini line. I really wish. I really freaking wish.
I'm sure she has other bikinis available. I guarantee chat won't be that fussy.
Chat,
Like,
chat,
if
chat.
it's a bikini, they're probably fine with it.
Where is
They're
her
like,
bikinis?
no, if it's not in blue, that's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Well, I'll figure it
Oh,
out.
it was in my Discord. Okay, so I had the email. It wasn't. I saved it, but it wasn't uploading here like on a video. So I'm gonna have to do like upload it a different way because like GIFs don't upload on here for me to like just play it.
It's definitely not the first time I've done that. I think
Um,
it's not even the first time I've done this stream.
old Renaissance movement
The
for
shit.
10. Can someone remind me to remind Ryan, to remind Disparu, to remind X-Ray Girl, to remind Gary, to get post-it notes, to remind Ryan, to remind Disparu, to remind X-Ray Girl, to remind Gary to talk about the book.
It's Gary that needs to be remind me to remind X-Ray Girl, I think, before the
Thank you
Yeah,
for the
podcast.
tip.
and then Garrett has to remind me, and then I think it was Rags. No, Rags reminds me, and then Garrett reminds Rags, and
there's
yeah.
Post-it notes in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, and the best part, because I think Gary
Yeah, I was
posted
about
this
to bring
the-
that up. Yeah,
do you
I was
have it
thinking
already?
The same thing. No.
Okay, let's see if
I
we
was
can
just
get there
gonna mention
faster.
it rather than show it,
Hirokami for 5. P.O. box and size X-ray.
Oh my god. My PO box is in my my video descriptions. I just
Size,
updated to
no
a new.
less than 6 inches.
I'm gonna just share this now. Medium.
Okay, medium. There you go. I was gonna say, you still have to answer the question.
Let's just say nothing under medium fits certain parts of my body. FNT chat sent me a gift. Bless them. It's some post-it notes, so I remember to remind Extra Girl to remind me to talk about my book. A gift for you. Do not forget the book from chat. I can't believe this literally came in the next day.
Yeah, and it was early as well.
They were like, let's get this there fast. Like, we're gonna pay extra.
Mhm.
He needs to know, damn it.
God damn.
Oh, it's your best friend, Disparu. Can you read this one?
Lance Thrustcock.
Oh.
Thrustcock. Who's no less than 6 inches. He actually meets her size requirements.
You don't know my size
$4.99.
requirement. Technically.
It's when you find out her thrust requirement, you're gonna be like, whew. You're gonna have to enter like a One Punch Man training regime. $4.99. Disparu should wear the bikini. We would definitely get less super chats.
No, we
Very
get more.
difficult.
I don't know
If we
about
had
that.
It's very difficult to super chat when you've gone blind.
Okay, if we had a $500 super chat goal for Disparu to wear a bikini or me to
I
wear a
wouldn't do
bikini,
it
who would
anyway.
win? I'm just saying. I know who would win. It would be Disparu.
Yeah, but this is because you're suggesting it to chat. If you actually want in real life the revealed preference rather than the virtue signaling, they'd just be like, who do you want in bikinis? Them two or me? They'd be like, no, them two, actually. That would be the truth.
God damn it.
Egg roll, we've seen you play games. Right? we know what your answer would actually be without the virtue signaling. You would make them climb ladders, and we all know it.
Mentrix for New Zealand
Hey.
10. Hold on.
We'll read it first.
I know. I just realized I should read it first. Get ready for psychic damage.
That is
Did you
true.
know you spent more time inside your mom than your dad?
Yeah.
Absolutely true. Scientifically speaking.
Yes.
Not even close.
That wasn't
Yeah,
that
because your
bad.
dad is like, you cycle the sperms every like 3 days, I think.
Probably something like that.
Yeah. Unless you empty out the pipes. But I don't know.
Well, if you don't, your body does anyway.
It's
There you
gonna
go.
happen
Core
whether you like it
member.
or not.
Thank you. Core member fixed it.
Thank you.
I don't know why they didn't. It didn't even need to be like the prop chair. It could have been a normal
Any
wheelchair that
wheelchair.
I'm sure someone at their office has.
It's like a
the-
meme.
Disney is a
If
big
you-
company. Someone has a
the-
chair.
The worse you do it, the funnier it is.
And that's like the most obvious one that they would have had just lying around. Like someone in the office wouldn't. It has a wheelchair. The amount of employees that Disney had. I think the only reason they went for Ant-Man is they're like, well, this chair will be cheaper. I think that is it. They were just like, well, the budget actually makes this easier for
They
us.
probably had it already because like little kids.
And that would have been funny as well. Like, because you know how in movies they use miniatures because it's cheaper, so they can blow up a skyscraper, but it's really small. If they'd filmed it all so you thought they were normal sized chairs, and then at the end, Robert Downey Jr. walks out and he's massive, and it turns out you've been watching these little chairs all the time. That would have made him, and you could have like little wheelchairs and things, and then it turns out there's so many marketing stunts you could have done that made people talk about this was actually like really creative.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna
Oh
chat.
well. They're creatively bankrupt, just like their movies.
Yeah, it is just the names are enough draw. We don't have to be creative in our entertainment sphere.
Sorry, just
Core
Exactly,
member.
yeah. You don't want to go blind, I'm telling you. Nobody wants to risk that. You're not going to be like Daredevil. You're just going to walk into walls.
so since we already covered
And then you'll
one
never get to look at
topic,
Sydney Sweeney's boobs again.
we-
Aw,
we-
boo.
we might as well
To see mine, you'd have
briefly
to never see hers again.
cover this one.
Oh god. Oh, it just passed 6 figures. Congratulations.
What was her opening day? Does anyone remember?
40 mil, I think. I mean,
It
I
was
could be wrong.
probably
I'm not a
like
box
what are
office
they
expert.
what are they projecting that it was like
42.2 million.
Ian, are you in super chat jail? Because Ian
What did Ian do?
He sent 6741. Thank you, guys.
Oh my god. Okay, so according to thank you, Ian, by the way.
Thank you, Ian.
Gosh, this was an article for on March 19th, 2025. Okay, so before the movie came out, box office, Snow White aims for 50 million, and it didn't even hit 50.
She was
Well,
bragging
that's
about being the
marked
number one
down.
movie against no one, though.
This is the
The
most recent markdown, yeah.
Yeah, the first numbers were like 70 to 80 million. Then it got marked down to about 60. Then they said 55. Then it went down to 45, and it hit 43. So the closer it got, by the time we hit it, it was like half what the higher numbers they expected.
Look at this. Internationally, the film is estimated to collect 50 million for a global start.
Yeah, well, a global start above 100 didn't hit that either.
Didn't hit that either. That's really sad.
I want to find out what the opening day, because was it, I don't think it was 42 million domestic.
And I think it's the worst movie on IMDb officially too.
Wow. Didn't the Dragon Ball Z live action, didn't it go lower than that one? I saw a post about that.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Just no one went to see it, and the people who went to see it, I have not really heard even people, not a lot of people defending the movie, because you know how like there's some stands that just like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever, blah blah blah. I feel like it was just the critics that I heard positive from. And that's the ones that went to the premiere event.
Yeah, it was essentially the influencers. They weren't even critics, because the critics didn't like it, which surprised me. I was surprised how I never expected to see the BBC complaining that somebody paraphrased the Communist Manifesto. That's a good one. But yeah, it was only the influencers and only on the Twitter reactions that they knew full well. Very hand-selected, hand-picked people. There's a guy I can't remember his name, but his posts come around every now and again, and he loves everything, but he always ends up at the red carpets. And he always posts pictures on the red carpets, posts the free stuff he gets at the red carpets, and he just comes across as like some people are a size queen. I think he's just like a clout queen. If you put me on a red carpet and make me feel special, I will love your movie. I don't even think he's lying. I think people like that I think they're naturally enthusiastic, optimistic, happy people. And so you put them in a special situation where you wine and dine them, and I think they take the entire experience as a whole. So that was a really fun night.
Yeah, I can see that.
Thank you, Ken. The opening weekend was 87 million worldwide. Raider just sent 6742.
Can someone just hit 69 already?
69. She needs to hear the number.
I want to hear Wicked say it without laughing.
That's going to be hard. I've had 2 margaritas today.
It tends to be. I can't do it without it.
I walked right into that one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Lady Greymaster,
That's one of my favorite
hi.
Fisk lines. He's sitting there opposite Daredevil in the cafe, and he just goes, "It's hard," and he just pauses. I'm like, excuse me.
I'm surprised nobody made like a clip of
I've
that, like
clipped it.
like a
Used it
parody
video,
though.
But Deadline has a title about Snow White where it says Jason Statham's working man with $15 million puts Snow White to sleep. I don't know if you've noticed.
I saw that.
The media have just been making puns about Snow White all the time. A poisoned box office, a poisoned apple. She's sleeping this week.
We'll get to that. I mean, I tried. I didn't do a good job, but I tried to make a pun in the title of this stream, and I was like, "Is this good, guys?" And everyone was busy, so I was like, "I'm just gonna post it." I tried.
Liked it.
Thanks. I worked really hard on it.
I think
Lady
my pun was better. Snow
It
White's
probably was,
Doomsday and the 27 Avengers.
Ian.
Yeah. Lady Gravemaster, thank you for the 10. Don't let Disbrew anywhere near book summaries on Wikipedia. It will destroy your soul whilst he laughs his ass off and just keeps reading. Sounds like
she-
Disbrew.
She told me the book, and I was like, I've never read that book. I'll look it up. Because I was like, what's it about? She went, I don't know. So I looked it up. It was called A Lick of Frost. I couldn't not look up a book called A Lick of Frost. And
Was it a
turns out to be
smutty book?
exactly, it's exactly what you think it's about.
Oh my god. Lady
It is
Gravemaster, why are you
feminine
reading
fantasy,
dirty books?
They did
and
it
so
at
it
the
is an
same
entirely dirty
time.
book about a fairy getting non-consent by a load of other fairies.
Wow!
She goes throughout the entire book just getting abused by various different people, and that's what the audience wants.
Okay,
And Lady Gravemaster blame me. I never heard of this book. She's the one that knows its name.
Ian and Raider literally sent 6969 at the same time, 9:09 p.m. I got it from Raider and then from Ian. Ian, thank you guys. I'm not laughing. Raider is out of control.
I think Disbrew needs to get in a bikini now. I think we've reached the goal.
He reached his bikini goal.
You two can wear the bikinis. I'm wearing a black t-shirt like always.
He's right
It's what they're donating for.
at the same time. And song. Thank you for the 5. Montez.
I can't. You guys are killing me. What the hell?
They have like a bromance / frenemyship / like friendly rivalry. I don't know. It's a very long list between them two.
Well, that's when YouTube goes, no, you've gone too far, and they go to a different platform. Like this isn't enough.
Oh, I haven't gone too far yet. You wait till
Yeah.
you see. I'll show you.
This is like the bar going, nah, you're done, mate, and you go next door. That's what's happened here.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop me.
Well,
Well,
thank you guys.
I was also gonna say, not that I'm, technically Ian with his British pounds. That's
Yeah, it's about
valued more
20% over
than
dollars.
US. There is that, but I like seeing those numbers. The 1 cent up.
You just wanted to see 69.69.
I really wanted
She
to.
wanted
see
to, and she saw it. She's happy.
Yeah.
Like it would only be beaten by making Wicked read the Wikipedia entry for A Lick of Frost.
I
Oh my
will
God.
not.
Is there a
It is
Hello
pissing
Kitty
hilarious.
bikini?
Look, the summary gets worse. You're like, why would you make a book about that?
Hold on.
But
You guys
a
want
Night Angel trilogy does that. This gets worse the more you read.
Okay.
you guys
I
want to
don't
see
think-
something?
What?
I know you guys saw this, but I didn't, and everyone else that didn't see the movie like me. This clip is funny because it's so stupid.
You might get hit. By the way, I don't know
Oh, really?
if it's
Yeah, if you're showing the movie. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, never
There's a
mind.
reason I only
then.
put 4-second clips in.
Well, it's not long. It's just him talking. It's like, but you're right.
How long?
Yeah, but you're
Oh.
showing the movie.
Should I mute it, or that won't matter?
That won't matter.
Well, it says
Alright, never mind.
audience reaction, so I'm assuming the sound is the key part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dopey talks, and in this clip, it says everyone gasp, but it's only the dwarves that gasp. And then the person pans over to an empty theater. Nobody in the theater. Pretty funny.
It gets to
I
something
don't want
when
to get.
Rachel Zegler is sitting in a
I don't wanna
theater
get in
and the
trouble.
camera pans. There's no one there. Like, at least,
That was funny.
well, at
that
least
clip.
fake it, right? You don't. The camera only pans over a bit of the cinema. Just get a couple of people to sit in there while you're panning the camera across.
Yeah, hold on. Here, I'll pause it on the camera pan for 1 second so you guys can see. I just thought that was funny. I don't have any sound on. It doesn't matter for this part. It's a completely
Oh, yeah.
empty theater.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Embarrassing.
I'm looking for Hello Kitty bikini, and it's a little more shocking than I thought.
Really?
Someone did a crochet Hello Kitty bikini where it's like very small on the people's
Oh,
boobies.
geez. A nip cover.
Basically. But I think there are a couple actual cute Hello Kitty bikinis that I might wear. Just most aren't. Ooh.
The worst thing like that I've ever seen is Mike was talking about. Do you remember the Batman animated series that came out recently with the gender swapped penguin? And everyone was supposed to find her attractive, and she was ugly as a dog.
Oh my god, yes. What was her
Mike
name?
was talking about her, and someone mentioned Rule 34, and he was like,
Oh no.
there's no way, right? And it was the next day. It must have been 12 hours or something since the series released. It's like, there's no way. No one's gonna want to. And you saw his face, just like stunned, and then
Damn.
get repulsed. There are some sick and twisted people in this world if they'd want to draw her without any clothes on.
Sick.
I'm sure
You
there's
have
an
not seen
audience
what
for
he has seen.
everything.
There is.
But you have seen it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but she should have been the thing that disproved the rule. It was our best opportunity to save society.
Can you
Your Safe
imagine
Society, Henry Cavill grilling.
Penguin and Girl Penguin together? Ugh.
No, Henry
Aw.
Cavill proved when he was building his computer,
Nerds
and suddenly
can be
you just see a
hot.
load of women retweeting it, being like, "Whoa!" It's
Anna
like,
did a full reaction to it. She was like,
I'm
I
not
like
surprised. Yeah,
He did. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Yeah, it's Anna. She loves Henry.
I mean that kind of proved it when he could even make building a computer attractive. It was like, well,
he's just like, now I'm gonna put the drive in.
Hey, make
yeah,
sure you.
and there was
that
him like
ram in real
screwing something
tight.
in, and like, but it was beyond the thing. He was like, no. It's like, well,
Ah.
Oh, but yeah, official Superman trailer versus the Henry Cavill on vacation grilling. That
Oh
is
my God.
insane.
I'd rather watch Henry grilling.
400K
is that
likes.
what they did? Yeah.
4 million.
Oh wow!
That is
They're
insanity.
like, I want his meat.
Well, and yeah, I mean a charcoal grill too. Kudos to you. I love charcoal.
Oh, it tastes so
Barbecue.
much better. If you get a
It just
burger,
takes
it just
longer.
yeah, it does. But I love that's the way I do it when I go camping. Charcoal all the way. It's so much better. I worked one of my first jobs. They had a char pit, and we used to put chicken wings on there. Like if you've
Mm.
never had barbecue chicken wings and then put them on on a char grill, you need to try it.
The-
It's so
the
good.
flavor-
I used to
It's-
make my burgers on there, and it took longer. Like I would start it before my lunch break because it would take so long. But so worth it.
This is why it's the perfect picture for women, because all the men just say, "Oh, it's just camping, making food," but no, it's Henry Cavill and food.
Yeah.
And it's basically all they want. If you replace the grass with piles of money, you'd probably flood the earth. We'd need to actually start building a ship to save everyone again. We'd need a Noah 2, the sequel. This time everything's wetter.
I was thinking that Hank Hill, propane and propane accessories. Listen, even his wife and son tried charcoal and they were like, this tastes better.
Absolutely. And you have to have the right technique to get the charcoals lit.
Yeah. I don't like when people just load it with
Gas.
Gasoline.
yeah, oh no.
It's the easiest.
It is, but it doesn't taste good.
The chimney method I found was the easiest for me. That wasn't just
What, you
gas.
shove a child up it?
No. It's like it looks like a mug almost, but you put all the coal or the charcoal in it, and then you put the Kindle in and around inside it, and then you light the Kindle, and then it gets.
Oh
a
yeah,
little-
because the flame causes the oxygen to go.
yeah.
Yeah, I do know.
yeah. I love that you tried
I
to make
think
it
if you
dirty.
shoved a child in it, it probably would work.
Right. Oh my gosh. Lady Gravemaster for 10, thank you. All I did was answer a super chat. You didn't have to look it up. One of my
course I
girlfriends
to
had
look
it
up.
on her
It's
coffee
called
table.
A Lick of Frost.
And he tried to get me to read it, then tortured me with the
Oh,
description.
She's backtracking now. She's saying she didn't read it. I don't believe you, girl.
Yeah, one of my girlfriends had it on the coffee table. Oh, and she was telling me all about it. It's like, the book got worse.
You know what?
I was
It's
amazed
okay.
that it was like, this is female fantasy. And it just got-
Guys have
Deadly.
corn. Guys have corn. Girls have smutty books.
No, the stuff in this is worse than... I think, well, no, yeah, because the stuff in this would be illegal in corn. Like, you actually
What?
can't do it. Because what happens with that, the limits on that is the credit card companies, they won't allow these sites to charge with a list of categories. Basically, anything that would be illegal, they don't allow you to do. In this book, entirely illegal.
I'm reading chat as
I am not.
Kindle.
The worst thing was about
Kindling.
that stream, right, is we'd just done FNT. We'd been streaming for 4 hours. And she said, like, do you want to stream now? I was like, no, look, I've just done a 4 hour. Can we at least, like, leave it for 12 hours, do it in the morning? So I was like, no, it's now or nothing. I have to stream now. I was like, oh, go on there. I would prefer a break, but if we have to do it now, then whatever.
There's just so many things.
I know it wasn't
happening
smut.
There's
this
a
is
lot
your
happening
book.
in chat
This
right
is what
now.
your friends read. The disgusting filth.
Yeah, you're friends with your friend, Lady G.
Oh.
Your friend is the one.
Look, if I have to be held responsible for what my gender does, then so can you. It ain't the men reading this filth.
And let's just say, I think most of those writers are female, if not all.
Oh yeah, yeah. The entire audience for this book is women. It was basically The Handmaid's Tale, but worse. Like she was just getting abused the entire book. And I don't mean 50 Shades. Oh, I really want. No, she didn't. That was the entire point. Wherever she went, it just happened to her. It was horrific.
Hey, at least she admits it.
See, how is that arguing for your side, Lady G? You're
She
just making
doesn't
it worse.
read it. Her friends
No, it wasn't
read
one
it.
friend that liked it. All my friends like it. I was like, oh, that makes it so much better.
Lady G, asking for a friend, why haven't you read these books?
Yeah, we would like to know. The chat is probably very
What's the
curious.
difference?
The worst bit was when I told her what the book, she was like, "Ah," as if she like she didn't know. Like one of them will have told. It's how can you not even work out? It's called A Lick of Frost. Can I fill in the rest from there?
Oh my gosh!
It's
Why
just
did
not
you have to do the
voluntary.
sound effect?
Actually, if you lick Frost, your tongue might get stuck.
No,
Yeah,
Frost
like
is the
in
main character.
Christmas
Well,
Story.
Frost is the main male character.
Oh my God. Did you know the last was it Netflix or Hallmark where it's like Jack Frost becomes some hot dude? Like the
Probably
snowman.
Hallmark.
We have reached a point where in like female books, if they rewrote like Frosty the Snowman, they'd just be doing stuff with his carrot. That is where we are with the society right now.
I mean, people do buy vegetables
They're
and
like,
use
oh,
it that way.
yeah. It'd be like, oh, you think you're gonna be in a snowman's nose? I mean, you're gonna be a body part, but not that one, love.
Oh my God.
And
At
stop
least
thinking
use an
about
eggplant like a normal person.
Yes, I eat it.
That is
and
what
stop-
it's meant for.
I don't even know what to say. Ian, the three of you can buy Ubisoft when their next game fails. Probably Ian drinks wine on a sloop. He's very fancy. I think he can buy Ubisoft.
You know what they say about eggplants? I like them, but I could never take a whole one.
He's not letting it go.
It's your book with your friends. This is your content. Mine is Willow. You're like, you're disgusting. I'm like, yeah,
He
because I
likes
like
Willow
Willow.
and
This is
She-Hulk.
worse. This is far worse than Willow.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Lucifer the Doberman
I'm
for
surprised
Canadian
the book
Pride.
didn't go. And then
He's
she
old.
had a 3 whole day. Yeah. She was painting the town red, painting his wife white. Like, this is the kind of thing that you expect to find in the Wikipedia of this.
Oh no.
Or Halo.
Where are we going with all this?
I don't know, but the chat is wild. How much for Wicked to read reviews for sugar-free gummy bears and a sexy voice? Those videos would make bank. Thank me later.
The spank bank,
Yeah.
maybe.
She'd be like, do you know how many sugar this has? The big
0.
O.
0.
No, you've got to say the big O. If you're
The
gonna...
big O. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say that. I said it, but I said it.
And you say the chat is wild. Chat, I challenge. Go on Wikipedia, look up A Lick of Frost, go to the plot summary, read it. This is the kind of
What's the
filth that
book called
Lady G's
again?
friends are into.
What's the book called again? Oh yeah,
A Lick of Frost.
Can I just read? No, I probably can't read it out loud.
You would have to censor what happens to her.
Okay, I'm just
But
gonna
you can
read the
read most of it.
prologue or the summary. The summary.
The
Please hold
summary
Lady
where it says
Grey
what happens in the
Bastard.
book.
Okay.
It
I mean,
gets
this
worse
is
the more
about
you
Lady.
read.
Okay, so this is the summary. A Lick of Frost by Laurel K. Hamilton.
She doesn't
No
want
one
it.
cares who wrote it.
A Lick of Frost begins 1 month after the events of Mistral's Kiss. The opening chapters show Mary and her guards, Reese, Galen, Doyle, Frost, and Aboloic, in a conference room being questioned about the charges of grape against Reese, Galen, and Aboloic. I don't know how to say this name.
Do you
King
see how many lines we have to get into in the description before we already hit that?
King Tyrannus has brought the charges on behalf of the women allegedly raped by the aforementioned Fae. The meeting ends badly, with Tyrannus losing what little control he had on his sanity, and one of the officers of Tyrannus's guards, Sir Hugh, telling Mary that he is going to force a vote among the nobles of the Sealy court to choose a new king, and he wants Mary to take Tyrannus's place.
Can't
When
wait till
Mary
we get
and
to
her
the hospital.
guards get home after taking a trip to the hospital, as Doyle and Abe got badly hurt from Tyrannus's attack, they called Aunt Andice to tell her of all that has happened, specifically to the offer to rule the Sealy court. Andice believes Mary already agreed to rule and abuses one of her guards in a sadistic rage.
Do you see that? For no reason. We're just at a hospital talking, and she's like, "You come here," and it like throughout the book, Doctor Who has a thing, right, where somebody has to die every so many minutes, and if they don't do it, they just randomly kill a person because that's what Doctor Who does. In this, it's like, oh, we're gonna have to have another adult scene.
Yeah, eventually Mary and her men convince Andice otherwise, but she still continues to abuse the guard in reaction to many of them leaving to join Mary.
There's people in the room. They're like, "You sure you should be doing that?" Like, "Yeah, carry on, lads." As if this is worse than anything a man would write.
Okay, I'm skipping a little bit. Some of the
You're
crumpled
okay,
men
Lacey.
are revived by one of the dogs, but Frost stays down. What?
Yeah. And then you have the creation of the Sith in Fairyland allows the ring of fertility on her finger to flare to life, and Mary realizes that she is pregnant with twins. Each twin has 3 fathers, and these 3 fathers are the ones that just did all that to her, by the way. So now we're getting into, like, forced child territory. And then a phantom image of Mary's children appear next to their respective fathers. So she's now, like, having illusions of what happened to her projected with their children in. Frost turns out to be a sacrificial king for the creation of the new Sithin. So he's just dying for no reason. They're going to slaughter that guy. Where is the other one? While there, Tyrannus, using an illusion to appear as one of the gods, knocks her out and takes her to his bedroom. It is assumed that he... her... Again, she has nothing to... This isn't her wish. And then believes that he fathers her children. And then it goes, while they sneak out, she goes to a press conference and talks about it. However, the illusion, it was all just an illusion of Tyrannus's making. And the woman was, in fact, done by other Sealy nobles. Mary also tells him that she is pregnant and that Tyrannus kidnapped her.
Lady
Every single character in this book has their way with her against her will.
It just says
All of
Lady
them.
G. Like it's her. Oh my gosh.
I think I'm going to have a talk with you
Oh, by the
in
way,
Vegas.
the book ends. This is the final sentence of the summary on Wiki. She is on her way to hospital to treat for concussion she received from Tyrannus and to take a R test. The book ends with her going to hospital to take a test. Fantasy. Men made Lord of the Rings. Women made this.
Also, Twilight and Harry Potter. But, you know.
Yeah, they can write kid shows because that's how they think.
Oh my
It's about their level. When they start writing adult stuff, it turns into filth.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Which was
And
wasn't that a
also, I don't know
fan
if you-
fiction of Twilight?
There's quite a lot of stuff now where male authors just can't get published in fantasy at all. They
heard
find
that
out you're a
one.
man, they just will not publish you. So everything getting published is this. We used to have Lord of the Rings, now it's just this. You go on YouTube booktuber stuff, it's this. Bookstagram, this. Everything is just corn. They've destroyed
Yeah,
fantasy.
that's the internet, baby. Lady Gravemaster for 10. I vote Wicked and X-Ray put on Jessica Rabbit dress that's kind of like Hello Kitty, but better and more elegantly sexy. I have a Jessica Rabbit dress and even a wig.
I don't have one. I want one now.
I've never worn it yet, but I have. It's in my cosplay.
Sure. Yeah, I just bought this Jessica Rabbit. Never
No,
used
I
it.
got it for a cosplay, and I've never actually worn it yet. I would like to. I got
Maybe one day.
yeah, it's in my cosplay chest. Thank you, Lady Gravemaster. And you don't need to apologize for my co-hosts here. I still love them. It's not your fault.
It's her
You
book.
started reading. It's not her
It was
fault.
Lady G's stream where she mentioned it. I'm not being blamed for this. I was the one that was disgusted reading it.
I'm sorry. I
was like,
shouldn't
I
say for
can't
my
believe
co-host.
this
I
is
should
what
say
you're
I'm
into.
sorry for Disparu. I understand that X-Ray Girl was just intrigued. I'm sorry for Disparu. He's like, I didn't do anything. Nick, thank you for the $1.99. How much would it take to get Amanda in a bikini? Way too much. $100 million. And when I'll Dr. Evil.
Just for the
100.
small prize of $100 million.
When wasn't the first time because he was frozen $1 billion and
They
they all
started
laugh at
laughing at
him.
him. It was like 100 million gazillion. And he didn't know what to do. He was like, what?
See, this is where you'd cut away to the chat being like, we're gonna need a montage. And there's just them doing jobs all over the place. Like the money slowly stacking up over time as they're like going to gather them. You want us to raise $100 million? We're gonna need a montage.
Ed Song for 5. My mind is in the gutter. I heard a voice say, a lick of her frosting. Someone pulled the tether,
That's-
bring us out
that's
of
not
this
worse.
degenerate.
The truth about what the book is not worse than the joke. That's the kind of world we live in now.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh my
Guys, that's
god. Elon's too busy buying companies with his own company.
Yeah. It's actually genius, right? You buy your not profitable company with your profitable company and use it as just a tax write-off. And now all the debt that you took on, you don't take it on because this company's taking it on. You get all your money back.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
No,
what rich people do, right?
Ah. Well, that's what businesses are. It's a way of making personal profit with no personal risk.
Mhm.
The corporation has been probably one of the greatest mistakes humanity's made. Next to feminism.
I'm not a bikini on stream girl, but X-Ray has seen me in one because we spent weeks together last year.
Oh, Wicked also seen me in a bikini too.
I sure did.
Sorry, I was just
This
laughing
story's just going to
'cause-
be like, yeah, we saw
There
each
was
other
a
when we were doing the
moment
pillow
that-
fight on the bed.
That is funny. Yes, that's what we did because that's
There
what
was,
girls do.
Yeah.
We pillow fight in bikinis.
There was let's say a show that we couldn't show on YouTube because
It
I
the
was
pillow
horsing
fight, I'm telling
around.
you.
She was wrestling.
I was wrestling. And let's just say there are
The
certain
best bit was
outfits.
when she did the pile driver.
Oh my god. I don't know what pile drivers are. What is that?
It's a move that works for both.
What?
It's a
I'm
wrestling move.
Oh, that's why I
It's
don't
also
know
a
it.
sex position.
Oh. Oh my god.
That's why it was funny.
Let me put a new window on second. Look, incognito.
Wait,
Like,
Wicked's now looked over there as well. Hang on.
No, I'm
okay.
looking at what we have up. I haven't looked at
She was like, hang on. Well, if she's Googling it.
Bye,
UrbanDictionary.com.
Lady G. Thank you for
Oh
the
my
entertainment
God.
tonight. What are you looking up?
I
don't
went
even
to
know what's
Urban
happening.
Dictionary for pile driver.
I know that is a wrestling move.
I'm sure there's plenty.
I
That's
don't
what
want to.
Yeah, it works for both.
Let's see. It's
didn't expect you to
used
read it
by
out.
I'm not
a
looking that up.
dominant female
No,
to dominate a man.
no,
Oh.
no, it's wrong. The guy is definitely on
Don't
because
want.
he's the pile driver. I mean,
Well,
it kinda
this one
speaks for itself.
is making the woman do the pile driving.
No, it wouldn't even work.
She
You'd
has
either be
an
better off-
implement. She
you'd
has
either
an
be better off
implement.
looking at one of the video documentaries, or just a position, not Urban Dictionary.
Okay. If I switch the submissive is laying on their back, their legs tied
Curled.
or
You wouldn't have to be
curled,
tied.
causing the rear to be raised in the air.
Yeah. This is why it wouldn't work with the bloke. There's only one person that would
No,
work in that position.
She's wearing an implement.
Oh, yeah. You're just looking up like weird
Well, Urban
Californian
Dictionary
stuff.
did.
Oh, sorry, Urban Dictionary, the thing where a poster's never been made by someone with more than 75 IQ. I mean,
I don't know. It was the first one.
I don't know if we know
one.
that Urban Dictionary isn't actually a dictionary.
It's
Just
like
because it's on there
Wikipedia.
doesn't mean it's true.
The slang
There is a lot of stuff people just
dictionary.
put on there as a joke.
It's
I like how
slang.
Pixie's like, can we go back to the fairy smut?
Like, no one is quoting an Urban Dictionary as like their, I need to do like a dissertation. Maybe I should use Urban Dictionary as a source. It says
Oh, no.
dictionary in the name. They wouldn't lie to me.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So this, did anyone else? I know they see.
How did we get here? Were we talking about Patrick Stewart being in a wheelchair?
Yeah,
It's what
exactly.
caused
I
him
mean,
to
it
be in
makes
a
sense.
wheelchair.
It comes the two are like,
This is why you shouldn't be a size queen.
Did you guys see this? This new, I guess it's the new X-Men comic. What they did to Rogue? You see this?
She looks
There
like a
was
little boy.
absolutely no texture on her chest at all.
No. Let me see something here. I think there was. Oh, here we go. I wanted to make sure it was this one. I'm careful with scrolling on X, so I have to
I would
scroll
never
in the.
scroll on X. You
That's
never
what I
know
mean. That's what I
I
mean.
googled Sydney Sweeney, and I didn't know that she just uploads porn. I was like, oh, okay. There was one that is just her showing her. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you cannot trust Twitter.
I don't understand this.
Yeah. Oh, they do this a lot, right? That is a male body type, because a female body type would be hourglass. So what they do to try and pretend that it's a
Straight
woman,
hips.
they stick the hip out. But if you look on the other side, there's no curve there. So if the hip went
Look at
in,
this.
they would just be flat on both sides. It's a man's body. Well, boy's body.
Yeah. And
They
even
always do this. And you find that men that are, let's say of the Doctor Who variety, they stick the hip out to try and give the illusion of femininity. That's what this is. Even the makeup is like drag makeup. Very contoured.
Lame. That's what it is. What was this? Hold on. I think Disparu sent this. Or X-Ray. One of you, obviously, because it wasn't me. Hold on. Rachel Zegler. What is she saying here that makes her even worse?
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, this is funny. Yeah.
This was you? Okay.
Was gifted very good cheekbones from God,
Oh.
which is something I thank him for constantly. When I was a
She
kid,
says
I
that she's
used to
contouring them.
I was gonna say, that doesn't make sense. Then if you have good cheekbones, you don't need to contour.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
everyone's got cheekbones.
I mean, I don't have the best ones. And I don't contour because I'm too lazy for that. I don't.
Well,
Just
again,
blush is
this
fine.
is.
I like
do
my
not let a-
blush. Yeah.
This is just do not let a gay man do your makeup.
cheekbones and
Having
dimples,
really
and I
pronounced
got them both.
cheekbones,
Keep manifesting, like
all the contouring.
Oh yeah. This is Disparu's new favorite line. Ready?
Yeah.
I got them both. Keep manifesting, ladies.
Oh
It's very-
God. I hate when people say I'm manifesting this to happen. I'm like,
This happened
So
because
you're just
I
hoping?
This explains the
manifested
movie.
it.
There was a song in Snow White that was all about manifesting. It was the echo, echo, echo one. I send it out into the world and it echoes back to me. It's just another word for manifesting.
it's kind
so
of
I
like
think-
karma-ish. Like I
No, it's worse than karma, because karma is like justice. It's if you act good, good things come back to you. And if you act evil, then you get punished for it. Like, that's all karma is. Whereas manifesting is I want it, therefore I say it, wish it, and I get it. So it means you don't need to work. There's no self-improvement. There's no earning. It's I want it, so I get it. It's the fiddle faddle guy.
okay.
Why
Okay,
did
I got
you take it? Well, I wanted it.
She's like, okay, I understand.
I got it.
Disparu.
So no,
And I'm
guys.
kidding.
I'm manifesting that I'm gonna win the lottery, but I'm not even gonna buy a ticket.
That's how it works.
Yeah, no, unironically, yeah, manifesting would be like the money comes through. So there's even because it started as a scam, right? People would be there was the idea of seeding and seed money. They would take on. They wouldn't be Christian preachers. I mean, some of them would be, but they were basically like, if you send me £5, that's your seed money, and £10 will come back to you some way. So they just get people to send them all their life savings and stuff, for good luck. And then it spread out when women started to believe in it because it's very like astrology kind of thing. And I think this explains why she doesn't take any responsibility or accountability for her actions, doesn't care what the audience thinks, doesn't care what her boss thinks. Her boss flies across the country to tell her off, and she just ignores him. Because to her, he's not responsible for her job. Her job doesn't come from the audience. Doesn't matter. No, the universe is just selecting her for grand career path.
That, and she hasn't really experienced proper consequences. I think that she's kind of skirted through life without being or properly learning. She might have had consequences, but she just ignores them and says it's other people's like issues or problems.
It's not just the consequences either. It is the fact that, and you'll find this with DEI. You saw this with Anthony Mackie. Success is given, not earned. I am not surprised that DEI hires take that opinion, because they were. They were just going through life and someone selected them for success that they hadn't worked for, didn't deserve, hadn't earned, and they just plucked them and suddenly gave them a place that they never should have been in. So I can understand why they think that's how the universe works. Because as far as she's concerned, Steven Spielberg, like, she wanted to be a big actress. Steven Spielberg went, you, actress.
Yeah, and that's why I was so bothered about the whole idea of reparations, especially because if you've never really had the actual like suffering that your ancestors had, it doesn't make sense that you are receiving the reparations. I mean, they should have, but obviously that time has been past.
It was like landing a pig or something.
Yeah.
It was a case of you were worth a certain value, and I think they got paid it because I know that the British Empire bought like to buy people there free.
Maybe more specifically America. I don't know, but
well, it was across the entire. It's been gone throughout all of history, and now the English didn't have it in this country, but we had workhouses where if you were in debt, you would then go to the workhouse and work off your debt. Just like, well, you're gonna have to pay it back somehow, right? So they would give you the money and you would work for them. That's where, like, Oliver, he was in a workhouse at the start of the movie, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there's multiple ways of doing it.
And this is where we are. Our entertainment sucks.
Well, you can't have people that haven't earned the position because they won't respect it, which is what she doesn't. And people are like, oh, well, she's young. Well, okay, should she be in that position then? If she's so young, she can't understand that I shouldn't offend the fans. And if I do, I should apologize. No, I'm sorry you feel that way. Realize that you're wrong because they're telling you you're wrong.
But guess what? Look at someone like Brett Cooper. She's 23 as well.
Who also worked for Disney when she was a kid. So she was young as well in the industry.
And look where she is now. And she doesn't trash her fans or whatever. I actually want to see her interview with Sean Ryan because I want to see the stuff that she kind of speaks out about with what happened with her and Daily Wire and her show.
I'm sure. I bet that's NDA'd up the arse.
Maybe. I'm not sure, but I think that you can't say she's young when you have someone who's business savvy like that.
Well, the reason why I said even if you say is because I don't go along with that. You're 20, right? At 20, you should be getting married. At 22, you're popping out kids. This is what people always used to do. 20 is not a child. It is not young. It's only now that we've started to treat people like kids that way. Doesn't mean they are. No, people used to be a lot more adult, a lot younger because they needed to be.
I mean, you could go to jail at 20. So,
well, yeah, I just remember what I was like at 20. I would have understood. What a nonsense.
If people are children at 23, why are they driving? Why are they drinking?
They're obviously not, though. And even then, it's kind of, at any age. You can be 12. Your boss comes along, your authority figure, and take that post down and apologize. And you're like, no, I'm teaming up. No. You're just an arsehole. Like, no. Even in school, you have like 5-year-olds going to infant school. They do something wrong. The teacher tells them off. Before that, their parents were doing it. This is just somebody that's never been told no, never had any consequences, never been had any kind of punishment, rules, boundaries in any way, shape, or form. Always got you what you wanted. Went out into career, got plucked for success, made millions, and just thought, the universe gives me this. I haven't had to work for any of it. I've just gone through life and been on easy street. And so you believe in manifesting, like the stars aligning.
Ed song for 5. Disparu, mating press?
What?
I don't get it.
No.
I don't get it, Ed.
I don't know even know what the press means. There's so many different forms of press. I'm assuming this is related to pile driver, but no, I said what I meant.
I think this is about the olive oil.
Oh. That's a real. I can't remember who it is. It's in a sketch show where he's like, "Why should somebody else have all the?" I think it's Peep Show. It's Peep Show, and he's like, "What? Why would I want like 3 times virgin olive oil? I should let someone else have all the fun with the olives."
Okay, Teletrans
Yes, you
says
got it. Oh,
that
sorry.
was when we're talking pile driver. Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I was like, no, I knew the name because that was the entire point. It was a wrestling position and it had an alternative meaning. It was perfect.
Maybe it can be both. Why not? You can
It was
wrestle
both.
into that position, into that other position.
That's why it worked, because it had a double meaning. I just required people to know both of them.
Oh, and apparently I knew none of them until tonight.
I'm sure Lady Gravemaster would have been dirty enough to know with what she's been
Oh
reading.
my god.
Well, there's probably a reason she doesn't have a camera on, because behind it there'd be like a bookshelf with all the different dirty novels.
That and her little red room, or is it red room? 50 Shades of Grey. What was it? A red room
I've not read that.
Probably.
or black room? I don't remember what the color of the room was. His little fun room, we'll call it.
Dungeon.
Mate, sorry, I core member just tagged us in a meme and I wasn't ready for this, so my brain just like stopped for a second.
My god.
I will share it in 1 second. Mate for $2. I'm manifesting Disparu getting thrown off a roof.
Look, someone needs to. It's the only way anyone's going to get any entertainment around here.
I'm sorry,
Every
chat.
episode of Daredevil, a character should get thrown off a roof.
And
Ian,
Disparu.
you're killing me. The pile driver dead. Oh my god.
You didn't get the head the right size for the rest
I
of
love
the
the
body.
pigtails.
You know what this reminds me of? It's like in Men in Black where they shoot that guy that regrows his head, but it starts really small and regrows.
Oh my god,
This is halfway through.
you're a grower, not a shower.
I have a way bigger chest than that. I'd at least give me C cups, like Jesus.
I'm at least a C, okay? Oh my gosh, thank you.
Oh my god. Oh, I didn't expect to laugh this much today.
No, me neither.
Yeah, you did. You sent a message next to the drink that just went, "I'm gonna be giggling."
Yeah. Disparu wants to move.
Oh, me?
Careful.
Yeah.
Disparu, if
When
you get...
you sent a drink that was like the size of you.
Yeah.
You could go swimming in that drink.
I did.
Extra flavor.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know that was Jim Carrey in A Living Color. Rick Moranis caught that. Anyways, it's getting close to that time. I know we've been having just a good time tonight.
Too much fun in the perfect way.
What do you have going on tomorrow, X-Ray?
Oh my gosh, the typical stuff in the morning. I'm doing the art stream 10 a.m. Eastern. UK is finally meeting us at that daylight saving time, so that's going to be really nice.
All right, yeah.
And 1 p.m. Eastern, playing Repo with Sunday Funday, and then 6:30 p.m. Eastern on the Nerdrotic channel, the Forbidden Frontier. We have Jimmy from Bright Insight and Wandering Wolf Michael Collins to talk about the Go Bikely TED Day. Some of the stuff that they found. And no pickle stream for a while. Maybe sometime next week in the middle.
She's all out
She
of
hasn't found
pickles.
anyone's large enough yet.
Oh my god. No, 3 pickles is the max per stream.
What do you
She's like, come back. They have to be at least 18 inches between.
Okay, I got a Costco-sized pickle jar. By the way, I couldn't open it. I had to get my brother to do it.
I saw that. Yeah.
Very.
I saw Psycho. I also saw when you were like, when Gary mentioned it, and like, how do you know? It's like, well, Psycho put it on the internet. It's like, yes, that's where I saw it as well.
Oopsies, I forgot about that. And yeah, You know, it's hard to live without men. Who will open the jars? Really?
Well, you can get machines that do it now, like little robot ones, battery powered.
Women just need machines, clearly. Replace it for men.
But this is why it was always nonsense. There was a thing, I don't know if you remember, it was like by 2025, women were sleeping with more robots than men.
They already do it.
It's like, no, that may happen, but it will be men doing it, not women. Because women will be like, that's not going to listen to me.
No, they already do it.
Attention. Whereas the men are like, I'm not fussy. It could be a hole in the wall. That'll do. They're not going to care about the robots. If it's got cat ears on it, you will see half the population go immediately. Like, the moment Elon invents cat girls, we're done as a species.
Cat girls.
He hasn't already done it.
He probably, well, yeah.
He has to just make it cheaper.
He's artificially inseminated everything else.
And I argue
Maybe that's
that
what he's doing. It's like genetic experimentation.
women already have their toys, so it kind of already happens. I think.
But you still keep the men around. I don't
Not
think the
always.
men will.
They're. Oh, I see a lot of women just not caring to date men, and well, we are seeing the repercussions of that.
Well, up until a certain age, then they suddenly turn and like, oh, this was a mistake.
Yeah.
What?
Sadsies.
It is sad. What do you have coming up to Sprue? Any videos?
I'm gonna dance on the grave of Jennifer Sulky's career. That's gonna be fun.
Go for that video, guys.
I'm gonna watch the finale of Solo Leveling Season 2 has come out today. So as this finishes, I'm gonna go and watch that. And I jumped the gun. I was premature on FNT yesterday when I said that Doctor Who was this week. It's not. It's a week away.
No,
but,
I'm sorry.
I will be looking forward to that on the 12th when it releases.
I have tomorrow my 8 p.m. Eastern, my Sunday night Scream stream with Capable Gentlemen. Not sure we're playing it. I think we actually might play Dead by Daylight. Not sure. We'll see though. Something spooky. And Thursday, Wicked's World, because I brought that back last week. So Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing Wicked's World every week.
Ooh.
It was fun. It's nice to just get back and just like chat about random stuff, you know. And then my gaming streams. And this coming up Friday, History of Pirates. We're finishing the Pirates Lost Kingdom Pirates. It was a Netflix like mockumentary thing. Not mockumentary, sorry, like a drama documentary thing, whatever. It's good though. We're gonna finish it up the last couple episodes. And that's it. That's all I have going on. Besides this next week,
Nice.
which we may have a guest next week, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Stay
Working
tuned
on
for
it.
that. Working on it. Anything else that you guys have to plug?
If you like Jason Statham films, go and watch A Working Man. If you like I'm the Beekeeper. I think Beekeeper's better.
I want to watch
A Working Man is
Beekeeper.
good. Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's better. It would be even better if they cut out the side plot, had no place. But I think it's a better movie than A Working Man was. But they're both good. If you like Statham movies, you'll like this. Just
Okay.
popcorn action movies.
Yeah, I like that. I'll also check it out.
Yeah. I'm working
you
on
know what you're gonna get with Jason Statham punching people in the face.
absolutely. I need peak masculinity, Jason Statham.
Yes.
Well, he started as like an Olympic diver, and then
Yeah.
he does all this martial arts stuff. He's had a really weird career when you think about it.
What was that movie where he has to keep his adrenaline up again? That one was funny.
Oh yeah, it was like, I remember the better one was he had his heart removed.
I can't remember.
He had to have like an electric heart that was driven by it was driven by electricity, but sometimes it means he has to generate friction.
Frank.
And so
Thank
he
you.
just I think Crank 2 is where his heart requires the electric static be generated. So there's a scene where he's fighting off people while shagging somebody on a sports.
Yeah.
It was like Shoot 'em Up as well. I think that also has a scene where he's like killing people as he's shagging somebody else. No reason whatsoever.
No reason, just cause.
Well, those were
Those
the
were
best
fun.
movies, though.
Those
It's
were
like,
fun
that's
movies.
what movies are for.
Just have fun.
If you want a deep plot, you have a TV series because you're longer to tell it.
Mhm.
Action movies are where cinemas are. Like just big theatrical explosions all over. But hey, that was at least part of what they did to generate the friction.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh no. All right. Well, guys, that's it for our stream tonight. We will see you
I
next
mean, he
week.
was certainly cranking it.
Thanks for the pile drive lesson.
Yes. You're awesome, chat. Thank you so much. We love you.
You're welcome, Mark.
Bye.